still standing. And the fact that I'm still standing crawls under Steiner's skin every day. I mean, he may be a genetic freak, but he's no mental giant. The game plan I have for Greed can be summed up into 2 words. Diamond cutter. I can hit that cutter from anywhere, because I hit him with that diamond cutter. It's over. I'm not the hunted. I'm the hunter. At Reed, well, Steiner, he's getting back.
If it's professional wrestling, then it must be Greed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first WCW Greed pay-per-view. And on this 18th day of March, one day removed from St. Patrick's Day, in the year 2001, the Jacksonville Coliseum is lit up for WCW World Championship Wrestling. And it's great to have you with us, wherever you are around the world, for this night of WCW action. Tony Schiavone, ringside with Scott Hudson. And Scott, we have an extra added bonus for our fans in the very first match here tonight.
You can see making his way to the ring, the very eccentric, the very charismatic Wee Wee. Not originally scheduled for Greed, but because of what has gone down over the last couple of weeks, Wee Wee finds himself on the card here tonight in Jacksonville. Wee Wee lobbying to get a shot for this show. Here he is, a very talented wrestler. Make no mistake about it, just a wee bit eccentric.
No question about that. Lobbying for it in WCW is about opportunity. And the WCW promoters are giving Wee Wee and this young man, Jet, an opportunity here to go one-on-one tonight. And there's no question that Jason Jet has made a great name for himself in a mere 1 week's time in WCW.
What a match it was last Wednesday night on Thunder, the upset win. Jason Jet defeating Alex Wright. It's an upset by any definition, and Jason Jet looked unbelievable. We were gape-mouthed watching the offensive attack that Jason Jet put on Alex Wright. Alex Wright went down to the beat. He was not happy, but Jason Jet earned his shot here at the Greed pay-per-view. Tony, WCW made it. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, Wee Wee just cut him off right before the bell rang.
Not a bad move at all by Wee Wee. We were singing the praises of Jason Jet. Wee Wee knows all about it. Why not try to get it started quickly? Any momentum maybe that Jason Jet would have, Scott, he could cut off right at the opening bell.
Well, with these two, when they get started, oh, they may go all night long. Not gonna look at that agility. Oh, and Jason Jet with a standing sidekick. WCW, Tony. We built our name on veteran wrestlers, and we're wait a minute, he's up top.
Jason Jet takes wide and connects with Wee Wee beyond the mat. You can just see that Jason Jet is wrestling with abundance of confidence, Scott.
Youth being served, the future of WCW being served. A man comes in, gets one fantastic match on Thunder, and finds himself earning a shot here on the Greed pay-per-view.
Jason Jet looking out to this capacity crowd in Jacksonville. How about that? With a guillotine leg drop. 1. Got a 2 count, says veteran official Nick Patrick. Jason Jet, I thought maybe a splash from the corner, but a little bit of hang time, and drop down with the leg across the chin, the jaw of Wee Wee. Jason Jet taking the full measure of Wee Wee here.
Chris Kanyon calls himself the innovator of offense. Shane Helms, the sensation of innovation. Jason Jet's gonna have to come up with a clever nickname for himself. He's impressing me already early on in this match.
Well, one nickname he likes to use, it's on his tights on the front, is Skyfire, and it has a lot to do, Scott, with what he can do in the top rope, what he can do off of the ropes, and what
are you kidding me?
Yes! Never seen anything like this, like a pendulum swing.
It's a pendulum surfboard, and oh, dropped the elbow, and Wee Wee isn't moving.
Now the cover, and a 2 count.
Wee Wee's hair is falling like a souffle.
Amazing story here that Jet, in only 1 week, has captured the imagination of not only many fans, but also the attention of all the promoters. Well, that time he stumbled, hitting the ropes on the left side, and Wee Wee took advantage of it, but also the fact that he seems like he's been who's been in WCW for years the way he wrestles. Back body drop, Queenie lands on the apron, right hand.
You don't want to make Queenie angry. Oh!
How about the hair
Good
peel?
night. I can sympathize with that one right by the hair. Over the top to the floor.
How can you sympathize? Well, maybe years ago you could.
That's what happened to me.
Okay, watch out. Suicide dive, and he missed.
Jason Jett, how on earth? He's barely standing, but he got out of the way just in time. That may have been the end of the match.
Jason Jett favoring obviously the back. Wee Wee trying to get to his feet. Two young men in the bonus match. Unannounced. Made here. Oh, low blow!
The DDT from the 180 on the apron. Down goes Wee Wee. Jason Jett continues to impress.
Using whatever means, whatever it takes. We're going to show it one more time. Here it is, Scott.
Watch this, the 180 spring off the ropes into the DDT on the floor.
That takes great thought. Oh, he comes over with what he calls the afterburner. The flipping clothesline. And now, oh, look at that. 1, 2, and a 2 count. Standing moonsault that time. Amazing.
The afterburner, the standing moonsault, somehow Wee Wee got out of it, but the athleticism displayed by Jason Jett. We're seeing two evenly matched competitors, but so far it looks like Jason Jett wants it just a little bit more.
Wee Wee bounds off the top turnbuckle, goes to the gut, stuns Jett, but Jett holds his own. Irish whip to the near side corner. Back to watch out! Oh, Jason Jett took flight and hit way beyond the ring post that time. One thing we haven't seen is Wee Wee get that temper going, get that intensity that he's noted for.
We might see it here.
I think you're right now. He comes out screaming, ranting and raving, and grabbing the camera cable, choking Jason Jett.
Wee Wee, I think, has been embarrassed and just realized it. So far, Jason Jett has taken the match to the eccentric one. And look at that. What is that? Falls count anywhere. Wee Wee, that's the main event.
Now, Wee Wee has served his time here, a relative newcomer, and obviously one can understand the temper that Wee Wee is showing right now, throwing the man hip first into the safety rail around the ring. Wee Wee having some words with the fans and driving now Jason Jett towards David Pinzer in his chair.
Like he hit Pinzer. Hit Pinzer, yeah! Boy, Jason Jett has taken so much punishment in just the last minute of this matchup.
Wee Wee will hook a far leg. He'll go in for the cover, no. And Jett is out in a 2 count, says Nick Patrick. The very first match where tonight all 5 titles in WCW will be decided. Of course, the 5th one, the brand new one, Cruiserweight Tag Team Champ, will be crowned here tonight. That was face first, upper torso first. On that slam from Wee Wee, here comes Jason Jett battling back. Blocks 3, 4 to the side of the head. Jason Jett does press as it come up.
Not quite the way Lou used to do it. His tights weren't that bright, but effective nonetheless.
1, 2, and a 2 count. I think his hair looked that way either.
You didn't see him in Charlotte. Into the rear mount now. Look, this is the angry alley. This is Wee Wee losing it. And Jason Jett is paying the price. The opportunity for Jason Jett on the green pay-per-view may be slipping through his fingers. He'll get another shot one day, but right now Wee Wee is taking the match to the youngster.
Now Wee Wee, the fans, and some chance for Wee Wee, and Angry Allen appears once again. As a matter of fact, Angry Allen's kind of gone overboard here. Rear chin lock now applied. Now Jason Jett must rethink the strategy. Reverse chinlock applied, and Nick Patrick checking in. So Wee Wee erupts into Angry Allen, and right now, Jason Jett is paying for all that offense early in this matchup, but the fans are getting with Jason here. Listen to the fans clap, but now Wee Wee brings him back down. Maybe it was a hair pull, maybe not. Here's a cover, 1, 2, no sir, 2.
Near capacity crowd on hand at the Coliseum in Jacksonville, Florida to witness the inaugural WCW Green, and they're liking what they see so far. But Wee Wee, what a victory it would be for Wee Wee on pay-per-view to get the Duke over the fancy newcomer.
Here's the cover again, and no sir, it's only a 2 count. We announced during the end of the pregame show that Ric Flair had added a stipulation to Diamond Dallas Page and Scott Steiner's world title bout tonight. That one will be pinfalls count anywhere. And of course that comes up to top off the evening here tonight for the WCW title. You put those two men where pinfalls count anywhere. Watch out regardless where you're sitting here in Jacksonville, maybe in the backstage area. That one is going to take flight itself.
What the crowd here in Jacksonville doesn't understand, the more they scream at Pee Wee, the angrier he gets and the more Jason Jett's going to suffer.
And he is suffering right now, Scott. Pee Wee walks away to the center ring. Jason Jett didn't even have a chance to rebound there as he walked away from it. Pee Wee into the side of the head of Jett.
He's not even fighting back. Jason Jett all but out atop the ring.
He stunned him that time. Jason Jett, what's he going to do here? Is he going to do anything?
One right there on the top. They're on the top rope.
Someone could have broken their neck.
That was a double reverse from the top. Jett reversed it to the powerbomb. Pee Wee reversed it to the unbelievable Rana from the top.
Here it is one more time.
Powerbomb reversal into the Rana from Pee Wee, and both men hit hard.
Pee Wee not moved his lower body that time. Someone would have gone head first on the mat cover.
Oh, how on earth did he kick out of that?
But he remains in it, does Jason Jett. Pee Wee with a new style hairdo now. It's all flattened out up top. Jason Jett. Oh! Face first for the face jam. And a cover from Pee Wee again. Here's the two. No, only a two again. Great intensity in this matchup. The opening bout, and also great effort, tenacity by both men. Pee Wee, I guess he says he's going to put him in his patented pile driver. That's a
Jett's
block
trying to
by
block
Jett.
it.
Yeah, he grabbed the back of the knees.
Oh!
That'll block just about any move in your repertoire.
That is ticket punched.
And Jett now just buying some time with that, trying to get to his feet. But Pee Wee still has the offense here. Jason Jett, from the rope, and a kip up to boot.
Can you believe it?
He calls that the shockwave, and it sends shockwaves to Pee Wee, and now he's going for the crash landing.
Oh, if he hits it, this was the one that stunned us all thunder.
He landed on his feet. Pee Wee escaped the crash landing, and it comes off with a sunset flip and a 2 and a go.
Pee Wee escaped the crash landing. Wait a minute, this may be the pile driver.
Going to the pile driver, you're right. No, good extension, back body, no. Pee Wee turning around. Jason Jett swinging wildly, connecting with a 3 now back elbows. Northern Light suplex. 1, 2, and Jason Jett barely escaped. How does he keep getting out of this?
Unbelievable that Jett, after everything Pee Wee has thrown at him, still kicks up. He's not dancing around the ring, but he's still in the match.
I want to tell you, fans, regardless of who wins this, we're having fun. We're enjoying this opening bout of greed. Jason Jett. And Pee Wee landed. Oh! Forehead, back of the head collided that time. Pee Wee takes a spill on the outside, and Jason just getting to his feet right now.
Jason, now what?
Be quiet.
Asking for quiet?
Wrong crowd asked for quiet. Oh, playing possum in the ring.
What happened? Pee Wee went outside. Pee Wee is just lucky he didn't get an eye put out with that hair. Hit him in the back of the head.
He's trying to get to his feet. He doesn't realize that in the ring, Jason Jett may be flat out. Look at this, but he sees him now, but he's playing possum. He doesn't know. Let's see if it works. He didn't see what we saw, and he's going up top.
Jett was... Pee Wee is about to get swerved. No! Oh, the last possible minute! Jett rolled out of the way of the elbow.
Jason Jett says, get up. Into the gut. He's going forward again. The crash landing. It's a throwaway suplex is what it is, and he connects. Up, and there it is.
Oh!
He lands on his back. He makes the cover, Jason Jett wins this first bout of the Green pay-per-view.
What a matchup! What a victory for that young man, Jason Jett. 2-0 as a single. He's on his way straight to the top.
It's his WCW pay-per-view debut, and he comes away with a win. And they're standing and cheering Jason Jett here in Jacksonville, and they should. What's he doing now?
I don't blame him for asking for that beauty shot from the referee. Jason Jett earned every cheer from this crowd in Jacksonville. Wee Wee gave it everything. Don't tell Wee Wee short. He looked tremendous in this match. He doesn't look that great now.
Heck of an effort. The match coming up next. The first of 5 titles will be decided tonight for the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship.
Kidman and Rey Mysterio Jr. will move on in the Cruiserweight Tag Team Tournament.
This is so important for the Dragons. They need to get by Wee Wee and Sanders to advance to round number 2.
Kid Romeo is going to come into WCW and be the partner of Primetime.
They advance in the tournament. Primetime and Kid Romeo.
The 3-count team of Shannon Moore and Evan Courageous. They advance to the semis.
Primetime and Kid Romeo will take on the Young Dragons. They're going to advance. Primetime and Kid Romeo, the brand new team, is in the finals.
But now, who will they face? Kevin and Mysterio or 3-count?
Prince Jr. and Kidman survive. We're on our way to green with new Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions to be crowned.
The innovation in WCW comes from the Cruiserweight division.
Very well said, Scott Hudson. It does come from the Cruiserweight division. We have just seen a phenomenal opening tag bout in the Cruiserweight division, and now we're going to crown our very first Cruiserweight Tag Team champs. There's referee Scott James with the brand new belts.
Those are gorgeous, and whoever emerges tonight with those belts, they have earned every bit of gold and leather that will be around their waist.
Here is Primetime.
This is his house, you know, Tony.
Every house we go to is his house. I understand that. But there is no question that Primetime has made a name for himself. Yes, there is no question. The very first title he won in WCW, the only title he won, was given to him by Lance Storm. But he can do it all in Primetime. He can walk the top rope. He's got that move, that defensive move called the Matrix. And he's got an attitude to boot. And now, since joining forces with the WCW Latin sensation from South Beach, the 26-year-old Kid Romeo, there's no question that in a short time, this has been one of your more effective teams. How many teams can say they've been together, what, 2 weeks or so, and already in a championship match?
Just a couple of hours up I-95 from his home turf in South Beach, Miami. Kid Romeo in Primetime are about to get a shot to wear tag team gold.
Kid Romeo in Primetime will face members of the Filthy Animals, former World Tag Team Champions, both men Cruiserweight champions at one time, coming out with a half mask on, Rey Mysterio Jr. and of course Billy Kidman. Here we go. They should light it up as well. The winning team will be the first ever WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions.
Ray and Kidman defeated Johnny Swinger and Jason Lee in round 1. Shannon Moore and Evan Courageous in round 2. Primetime and Kid Romeo over AJ Styles and Eric Ferris. And then over the Young Dragons. That's how they earned their way to this matchup. One of these 2 teams, the inaugural Cruiserweight Tag Team Champion.
A lot of confidence with Kid Romeo in Primetime, but on the other end, the veteran duo, Rey Mysterio Jr., who arrived in WCW, believe it or not, 5 years ago, revolutionized the Cruiserweight division. Of course, he came over with the mask. The mask was taken away, and many people have felt since the mask was taken away that Rey Mysterio Jr. has gotten even better, which would be really hard to get better than the masked Rey Mysterio we first saw about 5 years ago. Now it's Romeo, starting with Kidman here, and Romeo tries a right hand. Kidman up to the task, raining down the right hands, side of the head of Romeo. No, Romeo back body drop. No, Kidman. Kidman comes over,
making the most of a bad situation. At WCW Super Brawl Revenge last month on pay-per-view, Billy Kidman, viciously attacked by Road Warrior Animal, had to be taken out of the six-man Four Corners Cruiserweight matchup, and then immediately found himself in the Cruiserweight Tag Team Tournament where he's now in the finals. But after a move like that, he may think he's in Sheboygan.
Look at this double team. Oh! Throwing the man down across the chest, and now Prime Time will make the cover. This match and our previous match are just indicative of what WCW is about right now. The youth of pro wrestling, the young men who come in, try to make a name for themselves, and do. Oh, head shaker tickle. Rear kick.
Heads up counter by Billy Kidman. That drop kick drove Prime Time into the ropes.
Prime Time rolls on the outside. Kidman looking towards Romeo that time. And here comes Prime Time back. Don't forget about that. Cut him off with a knee. Tag. And here comes Ray Jr.
The guillotine leg drop, and Prime Time was hung out to dry.
Cover. One, two, and there you see the replay on the other end.
It's a bad time for Prime Time.
Prime Time sends him in. He bounded off the bottom rope that time. They got a forearm shot and an elbow to the side of the head. Not many men can say they can bounce off a bottom rope like that, but not many men are Rey Mysterio Jr. either. Ray hits the rope and holds on with a head scissor. Taking now Prime Time to the mat. Landing to the apron. What's Ray gonna do now? He'll take Prime Time outside.
With the body scissors over the top, out goes Prime Time. Watch this tag team maneuver.
Oh, the baseball slide kick into the face. And it's Kidman with the attack now.
With the assist from Ray Jr. and now Kidman and Prime Time battling up the ramp. Now finally Kid Romeo. Might be a rookie mistake there, Tony. Kid Romeo waited just a bit too long. They got a lot of damage done to Prime Time.
Kid Romeo has seen extensive tours of Japan, so he has had a lot of ring time in the Orient. Cut off that time by Kidman and by Ray Jr. Whoa! Now he feels him into his own man. Now what are they gonna do?
Hang on 1 second.
Oh no! They're waiting till they get to their feet. And now, here goes, go! No! A fast press and a cross body. Amazing.
Everybody got wiped out on that one. And they're nowhere near the ring. That's how important the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles are. Who will be the inaugural championship team? Kidman and Ray Jr. The double Thez from the stage to the floor. You saw Kidman go head first into that guardrail.
Amazing. I mean, we've got two teams. One team will go on to be the first ever Cruiserweight Tag Team champ. So obviously Scott James, the referee, very lenient in not giving a double count out here. That would have, obviously, we would have no champion. So the match continues outside for quite a while. Comes back in, double team, driving Prime Time down. May have hurt his shoulder that time. 1, 2, no. Prime Time barely out in 2.
Not the end of the Cruiserweight action on WCW Green, as later on tonight, Chavo Guerrero Jr. will defend that Cruiserweight singles title against Sugar Shane Helms. What a night for the Cruiserweights here at Green.
We got a double knee that time, one by Romeo, one by Prime Time in the face to Kidman, as the referee's tied up with Prime Time and Ray Jr. Kidman is totally on the outside. Hitting the safety rail, rolled through the bottom rope. And a lot worse for wear, thanks to the Latin sensation, who gets his boos from the fans from North Florida. Tag is made.
Kidman desperately needs to make that tag to Rey Mysterio Jr. He has been brutalized by the resurgent Kid Romeo in Prime Time.
Boy, is Romeo arrogant or what? No. Almost like he has to posture after everything he does. Look at this once again. With that short arm clothesline.
Oh, what is this? He has the man down for a pin and he starts choking him. That's just the height of arrogance. We've got Cruiserweight Tag Team titles on the line, Romeo. Pin the man.
That's right. I mean, he can pin the man and win a title. Knife edge chop. Once again, talking to the
Oh,
fans.
Kidman's had it.
Kidman has had enough, Scott, you're right. Kidman, knife edge chop, will shoot Romeo. Torso first in, and now Kidman drives him down with a lariat from the far side ropes. Kidman with the offense now. Slow to get to his feet, but he's on top of things. Sending Romeo in. Romeo holding on and driving Kidman down. And he nails Ray as well.
Caught Ray Jr. napping it on the ring apron. Now Prime Time in there. Come on. Get him out of there.
Who's going to win this? Who's going to be the very first ever WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champs? The champions will go, of course, tomorrow into Gainesville, Florida, the O'Connell Center on Monday Nitro. The very first ever Cruiserweight Tag Team Champs. I tell you this, champions come and go in pro wrestling, Scott, but when you're the very first ever champ, that's something no one can take away from you. That's how important it is right here.
When you give that title history, who had it first? One of these two teams can make that claim. Look at Kidman fight back up.
Billy Kidman to his feet. Billy Kidman back elbow to break free, but Romeo got him in the gut again. Romeo hooks him, picks him up, and a front suplex to dropping face first. Now Romeo, once again, look at this arrogant cover, and he paid for it with a stiff drop kick in the back of the head.
You know, there might be a time and a place for a cover like that, but a Cruiserweight Tag Team title final tournament match is not it.
His confidence must see no bend. Taking advantage of a switch that time.
I don't think the referee saw the tag. I'm not sure there was a tag.
They shouldn't allow it.
Now look at Romeo. You know, you're right, Tony. You said it earlier on. For 2 weeks, these guys are showing a lot of veteran teamwork maneuvers in there.
Prime Time using his whole body behind that forearm shot. And his whole body once again, the forearm shot to the side of the head of Kidman. And Kidman's on the floor and a fan in the face. Prime Time.
Prime Time's over there with Fred Durst.
And,
That guy's not a cruiserweight, Fred. Into the guardrail hard. Kidman's ribs have got to be about ready to give.
side of his head as well. Kidman thrown below the bottom rope. Scott James looking over, checking Kidman out here and letting us know these forearm shots, elbow shivers, if you will, are legal from Prime Time. Let's go back to his days with the CFL, Scott.
Oh, yeah. What a standout he was for the Rough Riders.
Must have been an offensive lineman with those forearm shots.
Now we see, wait a minute, from the top!
Oh, my goodness! A sit-up powerbomb from the turnbuckle!
I don't think those shots from Prime Time had much effect. Watch this one from the top. A sit-out powerbomb from Kidman. And you see the left shoulder of Prime Time. I don't know if it was the double fez from the stage or the double no doubt chokeslam, but Prime Time's nestled a bad wing. There's the tag to Romeo. In comes Ray.
Ray cross, what impact that was, cross body. Romeo stunned by Rey Mysterio. And a DDT! DDT! This could be it! But he's not done. Prime Time is still in.
And Prime Time, I'm telling you, that left shoulder is not 100%. Oh, and Ray cut him off.
But not a bad move after that DDT for Prime Time to stay in there. Kidman comes in. Kidman's,
There it is now.
you're not kidding. Nailed the ring post. Pick up back body. Drove him down with the left arm as well. And now, could this be it? Rey Mysterio dives on one, dives on another one. Gets them both, one in, one out.
Oh, but Romeo just cut off Kidman in the ring, and Prime Time and Ray Jr. I mean, Elix Skipper, Prime Time is hurt. Look at Romeo from the outside.
Prime Time just barely getting to his feet right now. Bodies are everywhere. Only man in the ring is Kidman, and guess what? He's getting ready to join the party. Oh! The Kidmakaze!
That's what he calls it. The shooting star from the top to the floor with the Kidmakaze. Look at it again. Oh, did Billy Kidman pick up the 7-10 split on that one?
Bodies are everywhere. The winning team will go on to be the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. What team is it going to be? Ray's up top, and he hit very hard across the steel turnbuckle thanks to Prime Time.
And look at Primetime. That bad wing, that left shoulder, and all still in this with tremendous tenacity displayed by Primetime. Who's going to step up? Who's going to get the 3 count to become Cruiserweight Tag Team champs?
Everybody has had their share of abrasions and hurts. Who's going to pull it out? 1, 2, is it going to be Ray? Saved by Romeo.
But just barely. But Kidman just shot Romeo off into the guardrail. Meanwhile, Primetime and Ray Jr. barely staggering to their feet in the ring.
You got to admire the courage of Primetime with a shoulder injury. You may not like him, but that's how much these titles mean. He's got the full Nelson on Ray Jr. Ray trying to escape, and now, look at this, over the top. Hangman's Noose type takeover. And cover. 1 and no. 1. Kidman makes the save. Kidman showing a lot of fire and vigor now, a lot of temper as he hammers Primetime. Primetime looking barely stand up. A reverse suplex. 1, 2. The inverted suplex. Got only a 2 count. Primetime makes the save.
Unbelievable that Primetime still has it. He is really injured in there. The man, the left arm of Primetime is just dangling helplessly almost. Oh, man!
Over the top, suplex, got him over. Still has him over. Romeo, way up top, and Romeo, guillotine leg drop.
Romeo, the legal man, that's why there was no pinfall
1,
count.
2, and Kidman in to make a save again. Out goes Primetime.
And he might stay there. He is writhing in agony.
Bulldogged him. Walking the turnbuckle pads. Kidman said something to Ray to hang on to Romeo. Kidman's up top. Ray's got Romeo up. Power bomb. Into a flying splash. 1, 2, new champions. No.
Primetime somehow dug it up and got in the ring and broke up the surefire pinfall.
What's it going to take to win this match? Kidman down. Using Kidman as a springboard. Ray takes flight. And guess what? Primetime in for the shortstop, and now for the Bronco Buster.
Primetime. That will take his mind off his injured shoulder, I can tell you that.
Maybe momentarily. All tied up by Kidman. For the big leg drop. No! He connects.
He took the option.
With Romeo, and Primetime in those strong legs. Those strong legs, quick thinking to take now Kidman on the outside, leaving Ray and Romeo in. Ray holding, spinning through the ropes. A side moonsault, and it caught him! It drives him down!
The last kiss!
1, 2, 3!
We've got new champions!
I can't believe it! He caught him from the side moonsault. The strength of Romeo.
After a match like that, almost 20 minutes of non-stop action, he still had the wherewithal and the power to catch Ray Jr. from the aside moonsault. There are your new Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions!
What a fight this was. And you got to give all 4 men a heck of a lot of credit. Well, we don't need to see too much of this.
Come on.
Come on, no. Save that for South Beach, please. Not Jacksonville Beach.
Tell you what, let's go back and take a look at what we saw earlier on. Ray with the spin through the ropes, cut himself off, ducked the clothesline, and watch this one. A side moonsault, and Romeo caught him and whopped him in the last kiss. You can count him out. Romeo and Primetime, brand new Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions.
The kiss that French got the balls of the leg strength of Romeo. He squatted down. He came up at the right time, used the leg strength, and that was the brace for the catch. I understand something's going on backstage, and we're going backstage right now.
Are you ready? Okay, come on, come on. I cannot believe Buff Bagwell, of all people, with a face like this, didn't think of this. Look, CEO, come on. We gotta have our own cameraman so I can get on TV. I've never seen you better.
Good night.
Come on in.
What's up, Buff?
What's up?
Hey, Buff, what's going on?
You can trust this guy. Think about it. I went out and hired our own camera guy. And you know why? Because Buff Bagwell's got to get his face on TV with the elite
Matter of
group.
time.
Yes,
only works that way.
Yes.
Excellent.
And by the way, how is your head?
Man, somebody really rung my bell. Of course,
jump me from behind and want to face me face to face, right?
Absolutely.
Steiner thinks it's one of us. That's none of us. He's overacted so bad. Everybody wants a piece of the Magnificent Seven.
Oh, God, Double J. They actually think somehow out there in this wide world that the Dustin Rhodes and his old man are going to beat you and I. Can you imagine
Not a
that?
chance.
We're putting all
Not
that
a chance.
in history.
Not a chance.
And then it'll be the Tag Team Championship belts coming.
There they
totally
are.
buff. Then it'll be
Totally
Rick
buff.
Steiner.
That's number
Rick
6.
Steiner winning and keeping the U.S. Championship title match tonight and sending Booker T down forever. And then, of course, we know Scotty's in a bad mood. So we know that after tonight, not only will Scotty be the man and the champ, but DDP will not be standing for
Absolutely
everyone.
not.
And let me say one more thing. Nobody is going to be kissing him with asses tonight,
No.
except the Rhodes kissing our ass.
Yeah. Wait a second. Where's Scotty at? Hey, I talked to Scotty earlier. He is ultra paranoid right now. Until he finds out who took out Medeja and who jumped me from behind, he wants to get to the bottom of this thing right now. No. He'll find out sooner or
Where's
later
everybody
one of
else
us.
at?
I don't know. He'll
Separate
find
dressing
out.
rooms. Separate dressing rooms.
Yeah, you know,
Everybody's
Scotty's
got
got
No.
the champ
This is a
requires
document
separate
we
dressing
agree.
room.
We're the elite group. We're the Magnificent Seven, and by God, I'm gonna get him. I'll be back.
Please,
All right,
Buff,
go get him.
keep keep the camera rolling.
gonna roll.
Tonight's
You get it
our
rolling.
big
Keep it back.
night.
Give me the
Keep the
back.
camera rolling. All right.
As the documentary rolls, this took place last Monday.
We could not believe it when Stacy came back and announced that she was going to introduce us to her baby. It was Shawn the Star Stasiak, the Mecca of manhood. But Bam Bam Bigelow took exception to his comments about fat, toothless, bald guys, and Bam Bam standing up for all of us.
Here comes Stacy, looking much like a lady we once knew as Miss Hancock. As she comes to the ring, how about this? Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, still so upset that they've got separate dressing rooms back there tonight. The Magnificent Seven.
You heard Animal say it. Scott Steiner is 100% paranoid after Medeja was attacked and Animal was attacked. Scotty's not taking any chances. What kind of bomb is she going to drop tonight?
Is she too much or what?
First of all, I'd like to say that the next time I come out here, I would like a bigger ovation from you people. But now, it's my pleasure to introduce to you for the first time the Shawn and Stacy Show. And I would like to introduce to you the star of the show. He's the one that rocks my world. The Mecca of manhood, Shawn the Star Stasiak. Do it now! Do it now! Do it now!
Well, that is a superstar entrance. And of course, only thing you have to do is ask them about that. How in the world did Stasiak end up with this girl?
Who knows?
I mean, she is,
Oh, please.
yes she is. She is all that, and what's she doing with him?
He's got a mic.
Don't talk, Scott.
Sorry.
Fans have something to say, though.
There's the ovation Stacy was asking for.
Shut up, listen, and learn. You know, it's not easy being the Mecca of manhood. I'm a top wrestling superstar. I've got agents knocking on my door, and I truly am the star of the Shawn and Stacy Show. But I always have time for you. Oh yeah, my little bald-headed, fat, disgusting, toothless, Bam Bam Bigelow wannabe losers. And just to motivate you further, I brought some pictures of myself for each and every one of you hogs in here tonight. As usual, the pleasure was all yours. And that concludes your brush with greatness for this evening.
Well, first Sonny and Cher, then Donnie and Marie, and now Shawn and Stacy. And of course, they're going to hand out the photos of the star himself.
Hope he doesn't throw any down here.
The opponent is a completely different monster than the man you've seen in the ring. There's no finesse about the Beast from the East. You know what you got with Bam Bam Bigelow, and here he comes.
If he pulled this gimmick, he would have to throw out 2 pictures that would say continued on next picture. Over 400 pounds of Beast is about to cancel the Shawn and Stacy show.
About as much finesse as a 16-pound sledgehammer to the cranium, and of course that's all he needs. And Stacy will give the star a little rub down as he pulls out of the ring, and the Beast from the East got his own souvenir.
Well, everybody's a critic.
And he won't be putting that souvenir on the basement wall in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
It's a lot easier to do that to a photo than to do it to a 6'3", 275-pound athlete.
But if anybody can, Scott, Bam Bam can do it. Bell sounds. And the stark contrast in men and styles, in purpose, taking place right here. Think of the legendary matches Bam Bam Bigelow has had, not only in WCW, but around the world. And he's here at the Green pay-per-view, trying to thwart the efforts of the Mecca of Manhood. Oh, sticking and moving. He's making the Monster Man is what he's doing.
That's what he's got to do. You think he's going to lock up, go power for power with Bam Bam Bigelow? He's scouted Bigelow. He knows what he's got to do.
Trying to get out of the corner, and now Billy Silverman's going to help him, pushing Bigelow away into a side headlock. The Mecca of Manhood. Oh, but nearly 400
Look
pounds.
at that.
Runs him over. A big kip up that time. Missing a lariat and missing an elbow. But he did miss the right hand. He measured him for that one. Even hurt his own hand on that.
He's going to have another nose job.
Right in the face.
Wait a second. Can you show that?
Well, if my face is hurt, I guess that's where I'm going to send my face as well,
Tony.
to be honest with you.
Hang on.
Stacy examining, making sure there's no damage. Maybe did he knock a tooth loose or something?
I hope so.
He may have done that.
I mean, he tattooed it. And he's got a couple to spare, Bigelow.
Time this is over, he may look like Bigelow.
Well, they go all better, Mommy.
Apparently the tooth is intact, and the crown will not have to be put in until maybe next week.
That would have made Stasiak at least toothless as opposed to bald and fat.
Look at this.
Oh, that's a star for you. Timeout! Stasiak asking for a timeout.
We've said this 100 million times. There are no timeouts in wrestling.
And there's no crying in baseball.
That's right. Stasiak head through the ropes, and Silverman really trying to enforce the rules here, warning Bigelow of a clenched fist.
Wow.
And Bigelow pushes him back. And once again, Billy Silverman getting between, and out of that a cheap shot by the star himself. And now that he sees an opening, that he sees no defense, that he gets the cheap shot, he is unleashed. An offensive onslaught has the star, and he shoves the referee away.
Oh, now look how brave Stasiak is. Willing to kiss away a Stacy. And Bigelow's going to kiss him in the corner.
What a critical mistake by the Mecca of Manhood. Right hands, foot to the gut, and he goes back. Body drop with a great extension by the Beast from the East. Down to the corner. No! Smacked him in the corner. And again, down goes Stasiak.
Stasiak not blowing kisses right now.
Drop kick.
The big man got up.
Right now, the Mecca of Manhood is on Dream Street. He's on all fours on Dream Street. His second attempt at a timeout. And guess what? At the feet of the Beast from the East.
She's not that bad. Oh, Bigelow's down there.
You know what I'm talking about. No, she turned the attention in a desperate. That's gonna turn it around head first.
That's what you gave him a new tattoo.
The Mecca of manhood. Oh, baby, I gotta take care of some business.
Bigelow is still down. Look at those steps. We say they're unforgiving. Those forgave just a little bit, about 4 feet.
And of course, the Star acting brave again. Right cross into the jaw. Once again, the jaw of the head that just found the steel steps. And now the Mecca of Manhood with a definite advantage. Thanks to what happened moments ago on the outside. Stasiak up on top. Stasiak's gonna take flight. Oh, the big man can really fly. And he pops off. Why is he not covering the beast from the east?
Who knows? He's just... How is he going to maintain his star status, Tony, if he doesn't rack up the 1, 2, 3s and you don't get him, by giving up a pin opportunity, and Bigelow's making pay.
Oh, boy, the great equalizer. Tinted his windows on that one.
Yikes.
And now, using the laces of the boots.
Let him out of the corner.
Bigelow is in major trouble, needless to say.
Stacey's got a good view of this one. Right across the top rope goes Bigelow. She likes what she sees.
And the fans in front row ringside do as well. He is just all at himself.
Boy, that smelled like Aqua Velva. Yow!
Arrogance personified. Another great equalizer. And now a headbutt. Bigelow, the headbutt has been one of his primary weapons. Bigelow's going up. Big man taking flight.
Oh!
There's the headbutt.
Oh, the ring is still bouncing.
1, 2, and no. He got up, and Stacy's on the apron.
Now what?
He's going. He signaled for the greetings from Asbury Park. He's going for his move.
Wait a minute, now what?
Oh, she's trying
Bigelow,
to take
don't be distracted by that.
What's she doing with her hair? What did she? She tossed something to the Mecca.
Oh, come on!
What was that? Was that hairspray or some type of perfume? Oh! Hangman's Noose neckbreaker. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Stacy and Sean's show continues for another week. The hairspray right into the face from Sean the Star Stasiak.
She had, I guess, it tied up in her hair and that's bun all along. Whatever it was is still stinging, wiping his eyes. Trainer Danny Young has come out to check on Bam Bam Bigelow. And here come the photos again. If you hadn't had enough of this already, get ready for some more.
Oh, look at this. Trainer Danny Young washing out the eyes of Bigelow. I'm only assuming that's hairspray. Now, he doesn't want a picture.
Offering a photo to our trainer. Trainer's like everybody else. He doesn't want it either, neither does Bigelow.
Now what? These guys are nuts.
The celebration continues. There you go, Billy. First good move in this match.
Oh, come on. Well, unless you're involved in that, you don't want to see it. Hang on.
You slipped him a ton or two.
Oh, Tony, come on, please.
Yeah. We may want to stick with this in a while.
No, I'm telling you.
It's getting pretty good right now. Go ahead, Scott.
You saw Stacy undo her bun, as it were, and tossed a hairspray to Sean. Caught Bigelow right in the eyes, blindly swinging, walked right into that. The Hangman's Noose neckbreaker, and Sean the Star Stasiak, the Mecca of manhood and one half of the Sean and Stacy show, emerged victorious at Greed. I'm not going to repeat Shivani's comment about that spot right there.
We've got word to catch a ride, and we understand he's not alone.
I tell you what, just stay here and let me take care of all this, okay? I'm gonna take care of Canyon today.
Look, Kat, I'm gonna let you take care of Canyon, but I mean, after what he did to me,
Look,
and tried to do to me.
Listen, just do me a favor. Stay back here. I don't want to see you hurt again. Stay by here and let me take care of this.
That's right, baby. This is my belt. I built this belt. We finally got.
It's our belt.
All right,
it's our belt.
Here, let me help you put your belt on. Come on, champ. Let me help you put your belt on. Turn around. I got you. All right. Come on, here we go. Yeah. There you go.
Girls are gonna love us tonight.
There you go.
Come on, baby. Get it in there. Come on. Strap it on.
There you go.
All right,
there.
turn around.
Come on.
I got you.
There you go. Get mine on. Come on. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
First ever Cruiserweight Tag Team Champion.
Somos los campeones.
You're looking
Campeón,
good,
looking
baby.
good,
Give me
baby.
all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey,
Come on, champ.
Hey, good job, man.
You got it.
Good job.
New champion celebrating, Scott.
Hugh Morris and Conan are set to take on Team Canada, but this war has been going on for well over a couple of months as Lance Storm, Mike Awesome, Conan, and Hugh Morris have swapped victories and swapped attacks all over Nitro and Thunder. It comes to a head tonight, right now, at Greed.
Team Canada making its way to the ring, and as they do, what about the arrival? Didn't expect to see her back, but Miss Jones, as our security camera caught, has walked in the building with a cat.
She looked pretty good, she always does, but looked pretty healthy. Last time we saw her, she was in the hospital being beset by Chris Canyon.
I don't know if I want to be anywhere near that nut, Chris Canyon.
No.
If I'm Miss Jones.
A sociopath, but right now we've got a couple of wannabe sociopaths with Lance Storm and Mike Awesome. Storm looks serious.
If I can be serious for a minute. Tonight, we get personal and then we move on to business. Hugh Morris and Conan have been in our face too long, and tonight we put an end to it. And we're done with them. We're moving on to the World Tag Team Championships. Show Team Canada the respect we deserve and rise for the playing of our Canadian national anthem.
The key line there was respect they deserve.
They're getting it.
I said rise and play the Canadian national anthem.
I don't have my kazoo, and I don't hear the anthem. You hear anything?
Sounds pretty good to me. Some guy at front row.
Now it's obviously some no-talent American in the back that can't figure out what's the play button. I've been doing this for 8 months. Play the Canadian national anthem.
Oh my!
This must be some Puff Daddy remix. Oh, wait a minute!
No, it's not. Here comes the laughing man himself, but not only Hugh Morris, the arch enemy.
But he's alone.
The arch enemy of Team Canada. He was alone. Outside goes Mike Awesome and Hugh Morris. And now here comes Conan.
I mean, Hugh Morris jump-started this one. Conan had to make a beeline for the ring, and we're off.
Didn't even wait for his music to establish, did Conan. He's in as well, and now Mike Awesome and Hugh Morris on the inside. Conan on the outside with Lance Storm as this tag team bout has begun.
Two of the most agile big men in the ring right now, but now the tag made to Lance Storm. We're talking about arch enemies, the leader of Team Canada and the former leader of the Misfits in Action. That war went on for many, many months. It was supposed to be the last match ever, but the heat was too great, and those chaps not having any authority on the Laughing Man.
Hugh Morris smiling, but that gouge to the eye did. And did momentarily into the turnbuckle, coming out with a foot, and he comes away with a power slam, and a save by Mike Awesome on the other end. Whoa. Now, he may have been the leader of the Misfits at one time, but he is still the leader of the locker room area. Ask anyone who's been in WCW, the man they look up to is Hugh Morris, a man who puts his heart and his soul into each and every match. And of course, his partner is the man who is nothing but cool and Conan, who's waiting on the outside to get his chance. Cover 1, 2, and there's his chance to make a save.
Later tonight, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire will defend the World Tag Team Championship against Totally Buff, Lex Luger, and Buff Bagwell. Tony, I gotta think. The teams in the ring right now, whoever comes out the victor will have to be in line for a title shot somewhere down the road.
Wanting Konnan to come in, thus wanting the referee's back turn and enabling a double team. Well, maybe more than a double team, maybe a switch here. No, it's a double team. Lance Storm, both men clubbing. Hugh Morris and sending the Laughing Man crashing. Cover. Mickey J's there, only a 2.
Is there a tag?
There was not tag. Not a tag at all.
Come on, Mickey, get in the game here.
It may look like a front chancery, but it's really a chokehold, I do believe. Disguising very, very well. Mickey J trying to kick in. Wide vertical base here, established by the leader of Team Canada. Hammers the back. A knee left. Oh,
no!
It was the face and the back of the head colliding of both men.
Both men are down, and I think maybe is Hugh Morris moving? Yeah, barely. I thought he may have been unconscious. Well, he really got racked.
He's had a number of concussions throughout his career. You follow Hugh Morris's career closely, you know that the head, the concussion, has always been a weak point. Tag is made, and here comes Konnan. K-Dog, who has become a leader, an established leader as well in the locker room. And he runs right over my Awesome. Konnan looking good here.
Oh, but Storm cut him off from behind him. There's Konnan with a reversal.
Leapfrogged up, mule kick, stunned him. Oh, as he tried to go up and down to Lanny's face. Well scouted by Mike Awesome with a running lariat.
Mike Awesome knowing where he was in the ring at the right moment and may have saved Lance Storm from further damage. And Konnan is still down. Storm and Awesome do hold a non-title win over Palumbo and O'Hare. They've also got a win over the former champs of Mount Rook. They're on their way as a tag team. Konnan and Hugh Morris trying to cut them off early.
Splash from the right side, rope, and a cover on the 2. They're going to put away Konnan, but not easily. Or Hugh Morris, for that matter, heads first into the corner, and now the double team. The fans here are going to chant USA, which was a pride of Konnan's dinner, actually. Close enough, look at this. Distracting the referee, Mike Awesome once again.
Well, Hugh Morris is sitting there now distracting the referee again. Meanwhile, Team Canada double teaming Konnan in the corner.
And Lance Storm very helpful as well, putting the referee in the corner. And the referee puts the brakes on again, and once again, Konnan is paying for every bit of this.
It's the emotion of Hugh Morris wanting to help his partner, wanting to do damage to Storm and Awesome. But Konnan's doing enough on his own. Here comes the K-Dog.
Heart is what it's all about. Konnan and Hugh Morris, 2 men who have nothing but heart. And he runs into a back elbow. Come on, dog! From Lance Storm, who will make a cover. 1, 2, and Konnan kicks out. It was not a good pinning combination all that time. Storm, though, thought it was enough to keep him down. Shot a look towards Mike Awesome, makes the tag, and now the Canadian Killer, one of the quickest big men you'll ever find in any sport, comes in, and he'll try to take the measure of K-Dog here. What team will win this thing? What team will move up that ladder towards a shot maybe down the road at the World Tag Team Championship? Very smart move by Awesome. Meanwhile, Konnan on the safety rail outside.
Taking advantage of the referee being distracted by the emotional Hugh Morris. Storm and Awesome doing even more damage to the K-Dog Konnan. Don't forget, Awesome and Storm have at times become de facto stooges of Ric Flair's Magnificent Seven. And as Hugh Morris and Konnan rally the troops in the locker room against Ric Flair and his consolidation of power, this is a perfect shot to take him down. Cover! Only into the ropes.
Only got a 2. Got into the ropes right with that right arm, but a very close one at that. Inside Cradle, 1 and 2. After all the punishment Konnan took outside of the ring by Lance, almost got the inside Cradle and almost stole the win that time.
Hugh Morris is ready for the tag from Konnan. Konnan has shown flurries of activity and of offense, but Team Canada dominating the K-Dog, but Morris wants in the worst way.
Again, the fans start to chant, and it brings Konnan back to the dead, and leaves momentarily. That may have been a low knee. May have been a low blow that time by Lance Storm. Konnan went down in a heap tag, and the Canadian Killer takes flight again. Look at this big man go. Oh, connecting from the top.
Forearm blow from Awesome and the full weight of his body. Here we go.
Two and a slap on the back of the head. Konnan is so close he can make a tag, but he doesn't realize where he is right now.
That's how fired up and emotional Hugh Morris is.
One punch, and Konnan rockets to the mat. Little show of arrogance. No, a lot of show of arrogance. A little.
All about these guys.
Like Team Canada. Konnan must pull himself up again. How many times can he do this? Here's the exchange once again. The chant of USA trying to get under the skin of Team Canada, thus not working. Drop kick, got his hands up that time. Konnan still goes down, and a 2 count.
Konnan is taking so much punishment, and Hugh Morris letting his emotions get the better of him.
From a standing position, 2 guillotine leg drops by the leader of Team Canada, who will make a cover and drive the forearm across the face and only get a 2.
Lance Storm said it. He's a proud Canadian. He hates Americans, and he hates American wannabes like the K-Dog.
Now Konnan must force and will himself over to the corner because Hugh Morris is refreshed and ready to go. And Hugh Morris leading the cheers from the apron now. But can Konnan do it? Here he comes.
The reverse chin lock from Storm. Konnan trying to fight up and make the tag to Hugh Morris. Storm fighting him off with the front chancery.
Yeah, and look how wide the feet are, preventing Konnan. Strength that must take. Konnan's going to make the tag, but Mike Awesome was in the face of Mickey J, who did not see the tag and will not allow it. Konnan's going to suffer once again.
One more time, Hugh's emotions getting in the way. He's such a leader. So desperately wants to take Team Canada down a peg, but that's what they just did to Konnan.
Pile driver. Could this be it? 1, 2. It could have been, but a save by Hugh Morris. Stop the count of the referee. Practically scalped Mike Awesome. And Lance Storm back in once again. Konnan saved. Konnan, though, still in it. Scoop slam mid-ring. Lance Storm bounds across to the top turnbuckle. Looks towards Hugh Morris. Lance Storm a long way to go. But here he goes. Taking flight. Konnan got the foot up. Lance Storm didn't make it all the way anyway.
He bought the size 13 right in the mush, and Storm is down.
Both men are
And so
down.
is Konnan.
Desperation Larry at that time, Scott.
The double clothesline out of the corner. Storm, Konnan's on top.
Here it is.
Oh, he's just rolling over trying to make the tag to Hugh Morris. Konnan had no idea. He had Storm with a pinning combination. Here we go.
Hugh Morris is in. 4 shots. He'll take both members of Team Canada down. Finally, the tag was made. In, down, cover, 1, 2, and no. Only a 2 count, says Mickey J.
But Hugh Morris is still the fresh man in the ring, and Awesome and Storm have been freely interfering. They're right for the picking. Morris feels it. We're going to feel victory.
27 pounds going for another. You're right in there with it. Hugh Morris. Does that mean he's going to go up top? No, that means he's going to get a foot full of Lance Storm. Face full of Lance Storm's foot, who was laying in wait. Hugh Morris is down from the standing sidekick. Could this be it? The big man's up and down. He connects 1, 2, and a save by Konnan out of desperation. We've got all 4 men now.
Konnan has his batteries recharged. Out goes Storm. Out goes Konnan after him. Awesome and Morris in the ring.
Scoop slam by Awesome. Hugh Morris missed the clothesline. Hugh Morris, German release suplex that time. As the battle, you can see bottom of your screen races on. He's going for the no laughing matter.
If he hits it, it's over. Watch Storm.
Storm trying to fight him off. Hugh Morris goes after Storm, and he'll try for it once again. Oh, no. It gave Mike Awesome all the time he needed to get to his feet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not the running Awesome bomb.
Oh, what impact.
1, 2, Konnan, 3. No, he couldn't get there. It's over.
Storm pulled Konnan out before he could make the save, but Team Canada, Mike Awesome and Lance Storm win it.
What must be going to the mind of Hugh Morris and Konnan right now. What a disappointment. And how about the head of Hugh Morris? Bouncing that time after the impact of the running awesome bomb.
After so much attack on Konnan, Hugh Morris came in and cleaned house, but from the top he got cut off and dropped into the running awesome bomb. After that, it was academic. Team Canada, Mike Awesome and Lance Storm emerged victorious at Creed.
All right, here's the security cam and a treat for you in the Roach dressing room, we understand.
Here we are, Jacksonville together. What's wrong?
What do you mean what's wrong? Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Shouldn't you be getting ready?
I'm getting ready to get ready.
Don't you want one of them boys to kiss out?
Well, let me tell you what, you can believe one of them boys gonna kiss my ass tonight out there, you know, but you know what? I'm gonna get ready for them. I ordered some special workout stuff. I've been waiting on this.
What is it?
You're gonna like what it is. Just wait. Yeah, hey, that might be it. Come on in here. Oh, smell that. Smell it. Oh, smell it. Put it down right here, Chief.
All right.
Yeah.
Burritos?
What is it? Pancho, thank you, Pancho. I'll give you a tip. Don't bet on the horses, brother. Look at here.
Who are you tonight, Pepe?
240 burritos. When I finish eating these, I'm gonna be ready.
We got a match, Pop.
Well, I got a match. Flat face in my ass. That's the match. And he's gonna smell it up when we get out there, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get on these. Let me get ready for it. Oh, I can smell it now.
Hey, this is Buff Bagwell, continuing the hottest documentary of the entire century, and we're gonna continue it in the dog-faced Gremlins dressing room. Rick Steiner, I've got 2 questions for you, so come on in and have a seat. I said have a seat. I hired you, sit down. 2 questions, dog-face. Number 1, he's such a loser. You're getting paid, sit there and shut up. 2 questions.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do to Booker T tonight? Everybody wants to know, especially me. Tell the documentary, tell the camera, tell
Everybody
them.
thinks this match is gonna take a long time, but you know, I'm gonna thump his butt quicker than I show. How long you want?
I want 1
How long
minute.
you want me to go?
A minute.
I'm gonna toy with him.
Boom. I love it.
Yeah, it's like that, baby.
Not that hard. Second question, more serious. I gotta ask you because everybody wants to know. It's serious. What is up with Scotty? He thinks this Madeja thing's got to his head, man. He thinks it's you. He thinks it's me. He's blaming everybody.
The woman thing, right?
Yeah, what's going
Blame
on?
all the guys, believe the, you know what.
But what's the deal? Is he gonna chill out?
I think Susie finds out who's messing around with him and everything is back to normal.
All right.
You know?
I think so too.
So.
We're the elite group, brother. We gotta sit together. Come on.
Here's 7, brother.
All right. Documentary of a lifetime. Stay tuned, but I gotta get ready.
Hey, next time, get us a damn woman, man.
You got it.
Something
I will.
nice, you know, something good to look
Get
at.
out of here. Take 5, I said.
You know, tonight the games are over. We need to find out who the toughest tag team is. We need to find out who deserves to hold these tag team titles. You know, sometimes people say that only the strong survive. Well, I believe you're looking at the 2 survivors right here.
You know, Chuck and I would die defending the tag team championship belts. And that's exactly what Lex and Buff are gonna have to do to us tonight, is kill us to get those belts. Well, if they can do it, more power to them. But if we're still breathing, we're still the champions.
The World Tag Team Champions are ready, and we need to talk about Dusty Rhodes and his burrito buffet.
Do we have to?
But we're getting ready to see the WCW Cruiserweight singles matchup and show you how Shane got into this match, Scott.
That was at Super Brawl Revenge when Shane Helms at the last minute replaced the injured Billy Kidman, earned his way into the 6-man 4 corners matchup, and at the end of the night, what a grueling competition it was. He emerged the winner and gets his shot.
The Sugar Babies are in place, aren't they, Scott?
Oh yeah, it could be in my place actually.
If you look for Shane Helms, he's got tights on.
Thank goodness.
Florida Breaker is the move that is made.
I don't mind those moves right there, actually. Oh, there's Shane.
And here comes Sugar Shane Helms, the challenger. Okay, Dusty Rhodes is preparing backstage with about what? About 30, 40 burritos?
At least.
Which means it could be a mess by the time he gets out. Well, it
come
could
on.
be.
I don't want to think about that.
Well, you're going to have to. You may have to see it.
Oh, man. Here comes the champion.
To say this is the biggest match in Shane Helms' life would be an understatement. Think about what Shane Helms has had to endure just this week alone at the hands of this man, indirectly.
He has been booked to death. That's what Chavo Guerrero called it. He did everything he could to take the wind out of Sugar Shane Helms' sails. But there stands the challenger, and here comes the champion.
You gotta say, right or wrong, agree or not, that Chavo Jr. is an opportunist, and a very good one at that. And you gotta say, good or bad, right or wrong, regardless of what you think of Chavo, he is a fine wrestling talent. You're talking about a third-generation wrestler, the legendary Guerrero family, and a man who certainly has held on to that cruiserweight belt for quite a while. Charles Robinson, the referee, and this should be a dandy.
What more testimony to the ability of Chavo Guerrero Jr. than that? He holds the Cruiserweight Championship.
Shane Helms, the biggest night of his life, a chance to become Cruiserweight champ. And of course, you saw the footage from Super Brawl just a month ago when we were in Nashville. And of course, when Shane Helms got to the arena that night, he was there just kind of watching, and then found out that he was actually going to wrestle when Kidman was attacked, as you mentioned earlier, Scott, by Road Warrior Animal. So he's in this, not even really expecting ever to be in the match.
Don't forget, it's Super Brawl Revenge. Sugar Shane Helms won the six-man, and since then he's racked up singles wins over Evan Courageous, Kwee-Wee, Primetime, Johnny Swinger, and Shannon Moore. That's just in the last month. Those are men that Chavo Guerrero Jr. slipped a 5 spot to get into the ring to wipe out the #1 contender.
Strategy here by Chavo, trying to break the spirit, wear him down, not letting the challenger, Sugar Shane, even get out of the starting blocks here. Just holding on. And many different ways to hold on, as you can see. Side headlock into a hair as well. Shane getting a little frustrated, trying to fight his way out of it.
That's what Chavo wants him to lose his focus. Oh!
Chavo head scissor, dip out. How about that head whip down? And a bridge out by Chavo into a hammerlock, reverse into a head scissor, and both men very evenly matched so far.
And a lot of mutual respect in there right now. I think Chavo Guerrero Jr., he didn't underestimate Sugar Shane Helms. He knew what he was going to be up against. That's why he tried the mind games, booking to death strategy over the last month.
I don't know if I agree with that, Scott. I don't know if there's mutual respect or not. I mean, I don't know if Chavo respects anyone or anything, and of course, by his antics, I'm not so sure if there's respect from Sugar Shane. Let's see if maybe some develops it. Into the ropes. Down low. Running. Full sprint from the near side ropes. And he clobbered him is what he did. Runs right over Sugar Shane.
A running lariat. Down goes the challenger. And Chavo Guerrero Jr. didn't get to be champion by showing mercy on his opponent. Kicking away at the midsection of Sugar Shane.
We've seen a lot of reversals, a lot of blocks. These two men have scattered each other quite extensively for the last month, even longer, maybe. Reversal in now to the turnbuckle, pick up, landing on his feet, Sugar Shane. Gut wrench suplex over the top, drove him down. And now, to the middle. To the mat goes Sugar Shane with a fist. He'll try to win it, 1-2, but he cannot in 2.
Chavo Guerrero Jr., the third-generation grappler, has been around the sport since he was a kid. Shane sets him.
Going for the Nightmare on Helm Street, but it was blocked.
And so was the T-bone suplex attempt by Chavo. Shane.
Picked up.
Oh, then he got him.
Yeah, didn't block it that time. Now Chavo can win it. Shane looks in trouble. 1-2. Pretty good penny combination, but Shane still got out of it at 2.
Did you see Chavo grapevine the arm? Look at this one. Watch that T-bone suplex. Almost through the ring. Just planted him, did the champion.
Back to live action in the corner. In not in too good a shape as Sugar Shane Helms, as Charles Robinson is in the face here of the champion. And the champion is just laying it in now. You can see that the champion here smells blood in the water. He feels his time is right. Snapmare, what's he gonna do? Punish him some more, maybe?
The grapevine the legs, roll him up.
Almost trying to get like an STF here.
That's what he got, the step over crossface. What you see Chavo Guerrero doing is taking Sugar Shane Helms out of his rhythm. Sugar Shane, the human highlight reel of World Championship Wrestling, and Chavo slowing him down, grounding the high flyer, taking him out of his game, and that is the mark of a champion.
Yeah, but a strategy we have not really seen from Chavo before, maybe at least in a long, long time. That what looked like to be an STF, really a reverse chin lock after grapevine the leg. Turns in and now just pulling his foot. The pressure is on the knee. His foot is in the crook of the knee, behind the knee of Shane here. So all the pressure's on the knee of Shane Helms. Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at that.
And now rear chin lock, grapevine the legs.
But Shane, the only thing he could do, the back elbow, and it worked.
It goes back to the knee again.
Obviously, Chavo trying to ground the high flyer. Sugar Shane Helms take away one of the 5 points of balance. He's working on the left leg as we speak. Nice counter by Sugar Shane.
Back up. And a pickup. Belly to back. Chavo right now is in his element. He's dominating. Good pinning combination, but he still can't beat him. Back up, the match continues. Sugar Shane Helms will not stay down. So many characteristics to be not only a champion, but a top contender. Tenacity, heart, certainly one of the more important ones.
I'm wondering how many personalities there are between the ears of Chavo Guerrero Jr. Look at what we're seeing. We're seeing a man actually wrestle. 2 men actually wrestle. This isn't high-flying, typical cruiserweight action. This is wrestling these men are doing. Chavo's capable. I wonder why he plays those mind games so much. He's obviously very talented in the ring.
It's something we did not expect to see in this cruiserweight title match. Bridge. Trying to bridge up, but scooted underneath. He's got him hooked. And now it's gonna what? Pick him up. He's gonna DDT after it appeared. Sugar Shane was trying to set out powerbomb. Shane's up 1, 2. Oh, he barely escaped. I thought he was out that time, and so did Chavo. And Chavo arguing with the referee, Charles Robinson now.
Every time it looks like Sugar Shane Helms is mounting some type of offense, Chavo cuts him off immediately. Well scouted is Shane Helms by Chavo Guerrero Jr. Whoa!
Legs wrapped around that time, nowhere to go at all, but head first to the mat for Sugar Shane Helms. And the fans, obviously at ringside, having problems with the arrogance that's become the livelihood, the lifeblood of Chavo Jr. Pump handle pickup over the top, dropped him down.
Don't forget that professional wrestling is half mental, half physical. Chavo winning the middle half. No.
2 count. You know, being in the state of Florida, you're being very Gordon Soley-like tonight.
Thank you very much.
5 points of balance, half physical, half mental.
That'd be 5 pints of bourbon, actually, but enough about that.
Please. Here's, watch now. Can he bring him over the suplex block? Missing. Chavo hooks onto the arms, and he drives him up and over and out, and he landed
small
on
of
his
the back.
feet, but yeah, the small of the back got the apron, didn't it?
Absolutely, slingshot over the top. Shane ducked it. Chavo!
Face first in a great defensive move, and this battle rages on. And he brings him back into the ring, and no! Outside once again.
He's killing the momentum of Shane Helms every time Shane puts something together. Chavo cuts him off. He's up top.
And going airborne. What height from Chavo Jr. But he paid for it as well on the outside. As this battle goes on the outside, that reminds us the extra added stipulation by Ric Flair right before the telecast that tonight's world title match DDP and Scott Steiner will be pinfalls count anywhere. That's when the heavyweights battle later on tonight here on Greed. As the cruiserweight battle goes, Scott back to the ring. And the cover. 1, 2, no sir, 2 count.
And Shane Helms is still down. This is a textbook picture-perfect scouting move by Chavo Guerrero Jr. Ground the challenger. That's what he did. Shane blocked the suplex attempt, blocked it twice.
Pounds across the back now in the small of the back. And now tries to hoist him up. Shane has something left yet. He's got him up. Could be one of his pendant moves. Drives him head first across his knee, and now catches it.
Who's going to get the backslide? Nobody does. Neck breaker.
Neck breaker.
This is the first offensive flurry we've seen with any consistency by Shane Helms. Can he follow up, or will Chavo cut him off one more time?
Can he get his confidence back? Is one of the questions we should be asking, because Chavo, very effective. So far, he's cut off his momentum, as you said, Scott, many times. And can he do it again? Boy, both men are dazed, as you can see. Charles Robinson in that mandatory 10-8. 1-2. Shane rolls over and gets a 2 on. 2 count. Battle goes on for the WCW Cruiserweight title. To the ropes, putting the brakes on.
Smart move.
Yeah, it was. Back body drop landing on the apron, blocked. Shane sending Chavo to the turnbuckle. Here comes Shane with a sugar smash. And outside all the way to the entryway. To the ramp goes the champion.
Pull that one out of his hip pocket. The sugar smack. Down goes the champion.
Measured him forward, connected with it, and now he'll bring him back in. It's the only way to win the match. Smart move by the challenger. 1, 2, no. 2 count. Out is Chavo. Who's going to become, or who will retain if it's Chavo, the Cruiserweight Championship? Face first, chest first. He rolled out of the way of that attempt at a sugar smack again, and now he's got him in trouble. Picks him up. Oh, my goodness. 1, 2, no.
Oh, and Shane kicked out of that. The inverted DDT into a powerbomb. Shane, that was pure instinct. You can see there's nothing left of Shane Helms. He is out on his feet.
And Chavo thinks so as well, Scott, because Chavo's going up top. Could be the Tornado DDT. That's his primary move. And here it comes. It was blocked. Shane blocked the Tornado DDT. Landing on his feet. Now to the pump handle. Picks him up. Shane's got him. Nightmare on Helm Street.
He got it. The Nightmare on Helm Street out of nowhere.
1, 2, and the foot's on the line.
Shane thought that was it. Did not know his ring positioning. But you can't blame him after the attack, the assault he suffered from the Cruiserweight champion.
Chavo is so smart. He's such a veteran. Knows his ring positioning each and every time. Both men to their feet, and this battle rages on for the Cruiserweight belt. Foot to the face, Chavo. Defensive maneuver. Shane is just almost like he's out on his feet. Well, maybe playing possum. Shoots him over the top of the floor. Chavo hit his lower back that time.
Now Shane Helms right here should regroup, get his second win in the ring, but you know he's not.
Oh, no. He's going to try a high-risk maneuver. This is it. Oh, like a frog splash from the top turnbuckle. And now the fans are rough. This is what Cruiserweight action's about. And even though he tried to ground him, he takes flight again.
Look at that frog cross body from the top to the floor. The impact, the sickening thud of chest to chest from Helms and Chavo.
Sugar Shane gets up gingerly to the top, but he's perched. Oh! Another cross body. 1, 2, no!
I'm wondering if Shane Helms may have not injured one of his knees. He was walking very gingerly back up to that top rope.
Scoop slam. Shane Helms. Sugar Shane puts him at mid-ring, and he'll go up top again. What the fans want. They want to see Sugar Shane take flight. He's going to do it for third. No, he's goodness! Did you see that? He did a somersault, and he landed, and it is over, but no. He put the foot on the rope right in front of the referee's face.
Oh, that's a mental mistake by Chavo Guerrero Jr. I think Shane was done, and Chavo wanted the little extra leverage right in front of the referee.
Picks him up and puts him across the top. Shane Helms is in trouble, and Chavo smells blood again. Look at this. Shane's fighting him off. Chavo tries to hammer him again to get the move on. Saved his life that time. Sending Chavo off. But a double axe handle on the back because Shane could not come down from the turnbuckle. Oh, no.
Wait a minute. It looks like
Was that the vertebrae?
No, this is.
Can he drop it? Yes! That's his move! Can he get it? 1, 2, and 3!
Yes! Unbelievable!
New champion!
Shane Helms somehow has done it. He fought through the adversity and he is the Cruiserweight Champion of the world.
Congratulations to Sugar Shane. A great young man, a great competitor who's worked hard to get where he's gotten in this sport. He deserves to be a champ.
Sugar babies are out there. Let's stay with it.
Shane Helms. Boy, what kind of celebration is the Sugar Baby's going to have with Shane tonight?
I think I know. I don't think we should talk about it.
I count only one of Shane and 4 Sugar Babies.
Is that right?
Well, you know, a couple of us could even that up. It's a culmination of 11-year dream right here. A man who's been wrestling since he's 16 years of age, Scott.
Watch that sugar smack. Down goes now the former Cruiserweight Champion, but this, is it. The vertebreaker. Sugar Shane can walk to the bank with it. He is the Cruiserweight Champion.
And we're going to follow Ric Flair's documentary backstage again, I understand.
Owen, you ready? We got something to say for posterity. Nate, we got to reply to this, Rose. We ain't kissing
Let me tell you something. I just saw him. I just saw the disgusting display. I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. I can tell you that.
We ain't kissing no ass.
Well, that's what I meant to say. It's Double J. It's his nature. 5 times world heavyweight champion. The chosen one. Look at the
14
condition.
times.
Look at the condition. And look at Dusty Rhodes. Look at me. Look at the shape I'm in. I'll tell you the way it is right now. I'm the CEO. I run this company. I make big decisions. I don't kiss anybody's ass.
We sure ain't.
We ain't kissing nobody's ass. As a matter of fact, if anybody's ass gonna be kissed, they're gonna be kissing our ass tonight.
Oh, exactly.
Right? The chosen one, Nature Boy. Once in a lifetime. Dusty Rhodes, you going down. And kissing some ass. Edit it. Book it. Put it. It's done.
Rick Steiner, all the talk is over. Talking about this, talking about that. Like I said before, save the drama for your mama. Tonight, WCW agreed for the U.S. title. The title that has eluded me for 8 long years. But tonight, it will be going around my waist. And after it's all over with, after it's all said and done, Rick Steiner, I want you to remember just one single thing. And that is, don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Booker coming up later on. We already have new champions crowned in 2 divisions. Cruiserweight Tag and the Cruiserweight Singles. Coming up next, the World Tag Team title on green.
Palumbo, you and O'Hare really messed up when you snubbed your noses at us.
Why can't you just shut up?
We gave you your chance, and now we're in green, totally bust. I'm gonna take your titles, and we're gonna put you out.
We are the tag team champions of the world.
And we go to WCW Green. What a tag team match that's going to be.
It's for the World Tag Team Championship, and of course, O'Hare and Palumbo, the World Tag Team Champions, come in here with a lot of momentum based on a lot of wins they've had over Lex and Buff in singles, and of course this past week in that 4-corner elimination match.
With all due respect to Totally Buff, they're over against O'Hare and Palumbo in singles and tag competition since this war began. And Luger still looks as confident as everything.
He always looks confident. He is magnificent. There is no denying to the total package. Now that sign says it all from a ringside fan. And it's good to have you with us wherever you're watching our Greed pay-per-view, first one ever for WCW, here on this 18th of March. And here's one of the differences. There's a lot of differences in the teams, but one of the differences is that Buff, Lex, the team of Totally Buff, must have their own separate entrance. That's the way they want it.
Oh, of course. Probably in their contract. Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell. When Marcus Alexander Bagwell came to World Championship Wrestling some 10 years ago, he was taken under his wing by the Total Package Lex Luger. Taught him how to play the political games in World Championship Wrestling, and you see how successful it was. They are, as we speak, fighting for the World Tag Team titles they feel are rightfully theirs anyway.
Gonna get their chance here at the WCW Greed pay-per-view to prove it. Buff is quite a story in himself. You think about the injury that one night a few years ago, Thunder, Columbia, South Carolina, we never thought he'd walk again.
Buff is the stuff.
Dedication.
I'm simply delicious.
To the physical appearance, there's nobody like Totally Buffed. They can see themselves on the screen.
Oh, please, come on.
There's a... We may never start...
Shut the hell up!
Yeah, Tony.
Sorry, Lex. You know, when you look as good as we do, when you're built like us, when you wrestle like we do, multi-time World Heavyweight Champion, multi-time U.S. Heavyweight Champion, and Buff, how many tag titles do you possess?
At least 5 or 6. I know it's a record because nobody else has ever done it with 4 different partners, and we're gonna do it again tonight.
That's why you're totally buffed. Together with the Total Package, Buff is the stuff. That's why we're the ones who did the impossible. We ended the career of the monster, Bill Goldberg, never to be seen in a WCW building again.
He's right about that.
Oh, God, let's bring him back.
Move on.
Come on, please, Goldberg. Yeah. Come on, let's hear you, please, together in sequence. Yes.
When you possess all we possess, you're as successful as we have been and continue to be. You're as wealthy as we are. Sometimes even we, with all we possess, can become a little overconfident. That may have happened the last couple weeks. Sean Palumbo and Chuck O'Hare, or is it the other way around?
I think it's Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare. I think. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, guys. It's hard to remember names of rookies, but maybe you guys snuck up on us just a little bit. Maybe you guys possess some talent. Maybe someday you'll even be almost as big as stars as Buff the Stuff and Total Package. But tonight you're gonna find out why I'm the Total Package and I'm Buff Bagwell. And that's why we're called Totally Buff. Now don't leave your television set for a moment, grab a beer, or blink your eyes, because they're going to school tonight. This won't take us long.
I think they're still overconfident.
Here come the World Tag Team Champions. And the fans stand and cheer. Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo. Go back and you think about the graduates from the power plant. Certainly Goldberg is at the top of the list, but Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare, they have really made a name for themselves, and they're getting better each and every week.
Lex Luger can call them rookies, and technically they may be, but he also can technically call them champions because that they are.
Little mind games here. They're holding their ground at the entryway. They're walking when together. Palumbo O'Haire.
Here we
They hit
go.
the ring. Bell sounds. Referee Scott James underway, and Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire have decked Totally Buffed.
Who's taking who to school?
What about that? They run over Lex Luger. Buff Bagwell gets his fist in, and now holding double team. Down goes Buff.
Caught him with that steel plate in his forearm.
Oh, jungle kick. Jungle kick on target.
Is he already? He's already up for the Swanton Bomb.
He's up for it now. Luger's down. He connects. He connects with the Swanton Bomb. He's going to go up again. Buff is down.
Look at this.
Palumbo's got him both in position. Swanton Bomb. Oh.
Good night.
Covers. One. Double cover. It's
over. That's a double pin. The champs retain. Man, there was a definite school lesson. That was a squash. That was a Georgia Championship Wrestling squash. Good night. Totally buffed her out.
It was a rout.
Wow.
Did we just see that?
We just saw a changing of the guard with an exclamation point.
That went only a tenth as long as that lame promo. And here it is once again. Look at this. Swanton Bomb on the total package.
Package didn't move after that one until Palumbo moved it. Buff put in position. You'll see Palumbo. Why is he trying to protect Luger? Maybe he's protecting O'Haire, but watch this one. 275 right across the ribs, the thorax of Buff Bagwell, and it's over.
Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire. Talk about all their single wins you want to, but talk about how they won, retain the tag team belts tonight.
101, 102.
How many was that?
102.
Paige is here! Put up or shut up! I think I'm gonna have to get my hands dirty on this one because falls count anywhere. When you run out in the crowd, I'm gonna follow you and pin you amongst your own white trash. You're going down, Paige!
All right. Let's take a look at what has gone down between the Canyon and Cat over the last
We saw Chris Canyon hit the Canyon cutter on Miss Jones, and then the brutal attack in the hospital. Smooth suffered the consequences for stooging Canyon off, and then suffered again. Can you believe the unbelievable? Smooth came back to face Canyon, but Canyon, the psychopath, the sociopath. Now what is...
Well, it's time for Canyon and the Cat, and that's why the B-roll came in there, but Totally Buffed is totally out right now. Gonna have to peel him off of the mat.
Get the spatula.
Lex
be very careful moving Buff. Remember that injured neck.
Lex Luger. Lex Luger is up, but Buff Bagwell is not, and
hey, guys, come on. Don't move him around like that.
This could be dangerous.
Buff Bagwell, you mentioned it earlier, Tony, during the match that night in Columbia. Okay, Buff's up. God, that was eerily reminiscent of what we saw that night on Thunder.
Boy, Palumbo and O'Haire beat him up worse than we thought.
That was an assault.
Nursing their wounds, and Totally Buff need to regroup. Somehow I don't feel bad for him, Scott.
As long as they're up and walking, no, I don't either.
I've known them many years. They're fine competitors, but their mouths wrote a check that their rear ends couldn't cash.
Ooh.
Okay. Where are we going to next?
Who's better than Canyon? Oh boy. Sorry you said anything now.
Canyon and the Cat. You saw you talked about the Canyon cutter on Miss Jones.
it off. Chris Canyon, let me tell you something, baby. I'm gonna get in that ring and I'm gonna rip that ugly ass mask off your face. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, that's not a mask, that's your ugly ass face. And when I get through with you, stomping a mud hole in you, I'm gonna throw you out to the crowd and I'm gonna let them stomp a mud hole in you.
Wait a minute, here we go, just like that. He's going to Miss Jones.
Oh,
Come on,
no.
Ernest, get it. What is with Canyon?
I don't know.
Fruitcake.
He's obsessed. I don't know. Whatever word you want to use, whatever adjective, it really applies to Canyon. And now the Cat going after Canyon. Canyon, you may notice, on his right hand has a cast. I understand that cast is because of the head of M.I. Smooth on Wednesday night.
That's exactly the story that Canyon told me. Last Monday night, that brutal attack on Smooth, Canyon said that he broke or sprained his own wrist, and maybe he'd broken some bones in his hand, landing so many punches on the head of Smooth. Can you believe that?
I can. And can you believe what Smooth gave us on Monday night as well? He wouldn't. What courage he showed as well. And you got to show it going in there against Canyon, because you know Canyon is not satisfied with just winning. He wants to decimate you.
That goes outside.
Back in, Canyon posturing with the fence. Does not know the Cat is there, and guess what?
Here we go.
He knows now. Using the, drops him down, tried to use the cast on the forehead, but the Cat still nailed Canyon. He's not done yet.
That eerie scene of Chris Canyon in the hospital room of Miss Jones. Thank goodness Smooth tipped off the Cat, and the Cat was there to save her. Or who knows what would have happened to her at the hands of the sociopath, the deranged one, Chris Canyon.
Drop kick now by the Cat, and Canyon in trouble back towards the corner. Revenge. Payback for the Cat is what it is. He doesn't want the referee getting his way. It's personal, and the referee did in time for Canyon to get the foot in. And now drives the shoulder. Chris Canyon taking advantage of what happened just a few seconds ago, using the cast once again. No!
Running it with a powerbomb.
He sure did. The Cat, Canyon's wiped down. Look at it. Cat's gonna bring him back up. See, he doesn't want to pin him right now. Sends him up over the top rope. Miss Jones, get away from this nut. Canyon trying to get up.
Wait a minute, he spotted her.
Yeah,
Come on, get out there, Ernest.
She needs to leave. I mean, he turns his attention right away from
What is his fixation with Miss Jones? Oh, man!
Arm whipped him into the safety rail, and he hit leg first, knee first. He may have blown out a knee right there, Scott.
I'm not surprised it didn't blow out everything. Can you believe that one? Whipped him into the guardrail. Canyon did a 180. Miss Jones liking what she sees. She's behind every punch, every bit of offense executed against Canyon.
You can better believe the Cat's going to use everything he can on the outside to take care of Chris Canyon, who is on all fours and is moving towards Miss Jones again as she sidesteps him out of your camera range there, fans, but she was right there and now pulling on the neck. Well, here he comes again. This time Canyon will walk the turnbuckle, perched on the top pad, and takes flight, and he connects with Ernest Miller. The Cat's down, so's Canyon, who's hurting from that maneuver.
Well, that wrist is still sprained. Hang on, cover.
It's a cover, but only gets a 2.
Ernest Miller, that was not a good time for a pinfall attempt by Canyon. The Cat not nearly ready to stay down for the 3 count, and Canyon has been slowed noticeably with that, I'm thinking a blown out knee, or partially blown out knee, and that sprained wrist.
Put on a vertical suplex, and now the innovative offense comes over with an outside in elbow drop. 1, 2,
no!
A 2 count, kicked out. Anyway, Canyon's foot was underneath the bottom rope. He could have called that on that one, but the referee went for the kick out, and it was a 2 count.
And I owe Chris Canyon an apology. Last Monday on Nitro, I called Shane Helms the innovator of offense when Chris Canyon's the innovator of offense, but I'm renaming it. How about the innovator of offensive behavior?
There you go, good call. And now one of the moves that we've seen so many times, drive ahead to the mat. Puts all the weight on the posterior. You can break a neck like that. 1, 2, no! Cat is down at 2, and Canyon can't believe it.
Not kicking out with authority, and now Chris Canyon back into the reverse chinlock. It might be a good time to wear down the Cat and get the 1, 2, 3. Thank goodness he's turned his attention away from Miss Jones.
Here comes the Cat. Ms. Jones leading the cheers down low at ringside. The Cat back to one knee. Canyon holding on. The Cat getting moving here. Pair of back elbows. Canyon measured him, but the Cat ducked it. Hit a sleeper hold on the Cat, who picks him up quickly and gets out of it with a belly-to-back suplex. Now the referee starts his mandatory 10 count. Who's going to get to his feet? Canyon still holding on to the right wrist. Canyon, wild swing, blocked, and down goes Canyon. The Cat, believe you me, that karate background, he's the better puncher of the two, there's no question. Swinging neck breaker though. The innovator of offense comes out with a great one. And he'll make the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out 2.
And the Cat, with every punch he throws at Canyon, is remembering that Canyon cutter. I'm not even going to call it that diamond cutter from Chris Canyon, and Canyon invading the hospital to Miss Jones. That's what's firing up the Cat.
Hung him out to dry.
He's still hung out.
You're not kidding. Now the Cat has a chance to do some more damage. He's going to take full advantage of it. Surprising, kick him in the back of the head for good measure that time. Grabs his head. He's going to try to superplex him. Yes, he is. Great execution on his pellet. 1, 2, and no!
Chris Canyon, don't count him out. A tremendous athlete and a very successful professional wrestler, and he's also a sociopath. Don't forget that. Ernest Miller has to know that whatever's firing him is also firing Canyon.
The Cat blocks and fires his own right hands. A pair of them. Down goes Canyon. Canyon into the ropes. And Canyon over the top. Trying to sunset flip. The Cat holding on. Yes!
Uh-oh. Hang on. The James Brown elbow. No.
Didn't drop it. Kicked him down. Kept him down. Dropped it down.
Worth the wait every time.
Into the midsection, the split, and the uppercut. Trademark maneuvers of the Cat. And the Cat feeling good. Oh, yes! He wiped him out with that kick. 1, 2, no! He didn't keep him down. That kick was at home on that one.
Right on target. Canyon went down like a rock, and I don't know how he kicked out of that one. Look at that. Front kick right in the jaw.
What explosion.
Look at Canyon now.
But Canyon using the ropes. And
wait a minute.
Canyon was 1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute. The referee saw that. The referee saw it.
He saw it. The referee's not going to go for it. The match must continue.
Oh, look at that.
Good call, Billy Silver.
Excellent job by the official.
And now the Cat rolls. 1, 2, no. Canyon's out.
Chris Canyon now is going to be distracted for the remainder of this match. He thought he wanted on the 3 count.
Well, he did get the 3 count, but the referee, as you saw the same thing. The foot on the turnbuckles, but Canyon has the Cat up. Hooks the legs.
Cat blocked that. But Canyon rolls him into a full Boston Crab. The Cat not all the way over.
The Cat trying to battle off. He's on his side. The pressure is on the lower back. It's also going to be on the side as well.
He needs to fight to the ropes. That's his only hope. Can he get over there?
Yes, he is. To the bottom rope. There's the Cat. The match goes on.
But the damage has been done to the lower back of the Cat.
Cat back up thanks to Canyon. Cat, Canyon in. The feline! The feline right below the chin. Can he make the cover?
Couple of more feet away. He's on top.
Here it is. 1, 2, 3. No. Foot on the darn rope.
Knowing his ring positioning, Chris Kanyon just averted a pinfall loss at WCW Greed.
Wow, the Feliner, I want to tell you, that took his lights right out. Look, Kanyon just grabs and throws Ernest Miller towards us.
Right out. In front of the broadcast position. Who knows? Wait a minute. Miss Jones now coming over. Stay out of the line of fire, Miss Jones.
He's awfully brave. You're right, Scott, to be anywhere near this matchup. Anywhere near Kanyon. Pick up Kanyon. Falls on him. Hits him with the cast. 1, 2. And go. No, it's only a 2. Oh, so close once again.
Miss Jones up on the apron.
She's telling the referee use the cast. Maybe more than the cast. He had something. What did he just stick in his trucks?
What night? He just called the referee this maniac.
And he's telling Miss Jones to get in. No,
don't get in there.
Please.
The cat is finally back up. Miss Jones is in the ring. Wait a minute, the cat's there. Oh, look at this.
Oh, we'll give her a free shot. I would take the low road on this free shot, actually. She went to the highway. And the cat was wiped out.
Oh no, the cat's down. The referee's down. Only Kane and Miss Jones are conscious in there, please. Miss Jones, get out of the ring.
Oh, look, he's taunting her now.
Good night.
Oh,
look, she's ready to go.
She's saying, bring it on.
What? Can you believe it? She's not going to run from it.
She's tired of running. She's not going to be afraid. But she should be.
Come on. Just barring her arm. What's he going to do?
She's trying to kick him around. Oh, that one worked. In the side of the head. Kanyon down one knee. Another feline. Just went off the rope. And it wiped him out. That's got to be it. Referee's up 1. Referee's up 2. And it's a 3.
Yeah. Oh, what a match. What revenge for Miss Jones and the cat over the deranged sociopath, Chris Kanyon.
It was the kick by Miss Jones that set the table with the cat with the feline off the ropes and got the 1, 2, 3. Measure revenge. Revenge is so sweet when you drape him with that James Brown cake, the one that he got about a year ago in San Francisco from James Brown. Yeah. You know, I love the celebration, but with Kanyon around, you can't celebrate. You gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
Flatliner.
Flatliner in his cape. Come on.
Cut off the celebration. Miss Jones, run. You got your blows in, you got your kicks in, you won the match. Lead. Oh, no.
Now what?
So what's he gonna do to this?
Wait a minute.
What do we have here?
Hang on, we've got the cavalry in a certain time. It's smooth.
He's got the chair from last week.
Look at that thing.
That's the chair that took the repeated hits on his head, and he throws it at Kanyon.
He hit Kanyon.
And Kanyon scoots, and I don't blame him. Smooth. Not just a limo driver anymore. He comes in and helps the cat celebrate the win over Kanyon. And with that chair, wielding the chair, sends Kanyon away.
So much fire, so much intensity. It's a cliche, but this one was personal. And the cat, wow, with the feliner, wiped out what was left of Chris Kanyon. Miss Jones awakens the referee, and the 1, 2, 3 spells sweet revenge for the cat and Miss Jones.
We understand the documentaries continue with the camcorder. Let's go backstage once again. What's going on?
Yeah, there's a big problem. What the hell are you hitting me for?
Oh, like I did it on purpose? You gotta be kidding me!
I don't know what you did on purpose or not. Wait, back up.
You gotta be kidding me!
Listen to me. Before something's said that don't need to be said, I'm getting my stuff and dressing in style.
That's fine with me.
That's cool. What the hell are you doing taping this?
Oh, man, you told me to tape everything.
I told you to tape the good stuff, not this crap. Get the hell out of here.
Okay, that's different.
I can't believe what I just seen. Woo! So far in my eyes of water and pop. I can't even get up the stretch.
I think I got it all worked down now to my saddlebags.
Yeah.
I think I can hold it.
Don't let it blow. No, don't you hack that leg over here now.
It's gonna get smelly vision out there tonight.
Well, it's all down in his saddlebags right now, as Dusty said. bad feelings between the team of Totally Buffed, as you saw right there. They didn't last a minute in with Palumbo and O'Haire. Speaking of bad feelings, there'll be some bad feelings come out when Dusty gets his hands.
Oh, come on, please. Bad feelings come out.
You know what I
bad feelings. Good night. We went through that whole tray of burritos. There was like 40 of those things. Those
Yes,
were the
he
big
did.
ones, too.
Yes, he did. And he went through them in about, what, about 20 minutes?
Oh, man, but there's tension between Totally Buff. Let's get back to that. Buff Bagwell and Lex Luger, obviously dissension in the ranks. Are we seeing a beginning, maybe, of a crumbling inside the Magnificent Seven?
We just saw Dusty eat 40 burritos. You want me to talk about Buff and Lex?
I'd rather not think about that if it's all the same to you.
Coming up next, the battle for the U.S. Heavyweight title.
Guess what? I'm back. Look at you. You were nothing. You never beat me. If you want some, you come get some. Take me on a green. First of all, I accept your challenge. It's for the U.S. title. As far as you go, get me a referee out here. Let's do this.
You're looking at two men who are very similar in many aspects. They fear no man, and they will not back down from a challenge.
You want me to beat of your life?
But when it went to the back, Scott Steiner had lured Booker into a trap.
I forgot about all the player haters in the back. Send me somebody out here.
And Luger from behind. Wait a minute, Rick Steiner, the U.S. champion with a chair. That's the plan. Soften him up.
Hit him at point-blank range
before he goes into the match with Rick Steiner Sunday night at the Great Pay-Per-View.
It's chaos backstage. Back here, the Cat and Booker T seriously injured.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
All right. The battle for the U.S. title. With Scott Hudson doing a little rapping going on in the backstage area from this past week as well.
Look at this crowd in Jacksonville. They turned out in droves for greed, and they have not been disappointed so far. And it's only going to go way better from here.
I would say so, Scott. It's been a good night. It's been a fun night of watching WCW action. So good to have you with us, wherever you may be watching our Greed pay-per-view telecast. We have seen in 3 title bouts, new Cruiserweight champion in Shane Helms, first ever Cruiserweight tag team champ, Kid Romeo in Primetime, and Palumbo and O'Haire retain the tag team championship over a now divided Totally Buffed. And here comes the former heavyweight champion of the world, the man who came back unexpectedly when we were in New Orleans on Monday Nitro, came right back in, got a big pin over Scott Steiner in a 6-man impromptu match, thus made the challenge to Scott Steiner, but realized that DDP had the next shot. So what? He takes a chance at becoming the next best, the U.S. champ. To do it, though, he's got to get through the brother, the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner.
The All-American from the University of Michigan. One of the most legitimately tough men in World Championship Wrestling. You don't want to get on his bad side. The dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner. But he's in the ring against Booker T. How many weeks, how many months did we hear Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner rattle off the names? Sting, Sid Vicious, Goldberg, Kevin Nash, and Booker T. He's got to scratch Booker T from that list, and if he wants any more proof, all he's got to do is ask his brother. After this matchup, he'll know that Booker T is back.
Got the old ballistic case out, put the Oakleys away. Showing a little arrogance, showing a lot of arrogance, I guess I should say.
Well, he's a Steiner.
The dog-faced gremlin will come out here. He will disrobe on the floor, knowing that Booker is in the ring.
Let's hope not.
Well, take his coat off.
Oh, please.
You know what I meant.
I did. Come on.
There he is, U.S. champ. If anybody can take it away from him, it's Booker. But I don't know if there's many men out there that when Rick Steiner is in his element, is on his game, can beat Rick Steiner.
He brings so much to the table. An amateur background. That always helps. That's always the best thing to bring to the ring. But he's also so incredibly powerful. Look at the buys and tries on this guy. Look at the shoulders, the traps. This guy has put together Rick Steiner, and he also brings a complete lack of mercy and or respect for his opponent. The back of his t-shirt says it all. You don't like me? Bite me.
Lack of respect is what it's all about, and he wants Booker to back it up. What's he doing here? Telling Mickey J, pointing out what? There's something in the gloves. Oh, a little distraction that time. It worked. The bell had already sounded, and with some right hands, Booker T finds himself immediately under 30 seconds of the opening bell on the floor. And now
good night, right out there into the front row. Great seats.
A little bit closer than those people wanted. Booker T cannot even get back in.
Kid's got a Michigan shirt on.
Yes, he does. And
what you get?
And they're cheering right with Steiner here, I guess, those Michigan fans. Oh, man. When Steiner measures you for a right hand and whacks you, you've been whacked.
That is just brutal to hear that fist against flesh. When Steiner hits those rights on Booker T, but Booker is still fighting gamely to get back into the ring.
Steiner looks like he should be an enforcer of the Sopranos. Take a look at this. You're talking about mean and just loves to hurt you. It's the guy they send when they want you to get your thumbs broken. Kicks him in the midsection. Now sending Booker T in a Steiner line. Trademark Rick Steiner.
He's only got to bark once now. The crowd barks the rest of it.
1, 2 on 2 count. Look towards Mickey J, knowing full well that would not keep Booker T down. The little intimidation factor coming out from the dog-faced gremlin. Here he comes, Booker T, rebounding. Just gouges, grabs, and rakes the face to stop the onslaught of Booker T. That's how talented Rick Steiner is.
Sets him butterfly double underhook on Booker. Booker helpless.
Sit up powerbomb from the double underhook. Drives him down and smiles at the fans and makes a cover. Can only get a 2. Rick Steiner realizes, as all of us realize, that it's going to take a lot to keep Booker T down. You can't come into a match against Booker T in the first 3 minutes thinking you're going to get a win unless you take a chair, knock him over the head, and knock him out.
Well, Steiner's not above that, but he didn't do it. When they talk Magnificent 7, Rick Steiner is one of the 7.
Knowing this, and knowing that it's going to take a lot to keep Booker T down, right now he wants to humiliate him, wants to torture him by gouging the eyes and the face. But here comes Booker T, the man, the former world champion, who won it last summer. Oh, boy. Won the title last summer at Bash at the Beach. Of course, lost the title to Scott Steiner at Mayhem this past November.
2 men representing 2 of the great brother tag teams of the 1990s. Of course, Rick and Scott Steiner, Booker T and his brother Stevie Ray in the Harlem Heat. Both teams many, many, many times world tag team champions.
Surfboard type maneuver here with the knee right between the shoulder blades. Pulling back on the arms of Booker T. Booker T had a cracked sternum. One of the injuries he suffered at the hands of Scott Steiner, and you know this pressure cannot make that feel much better.
Booker T up to a knee.
Has to aggravate it. Booker T is back, standing, trying to power out of this, and he gets a forearm shot right at the point of attack on that surfboard. The smile on the face of Rick Steiner says it all. He loves, he enjoys what he does. He loves to hurt opponents. It'll take a lot to hurt Booker T. Out of nowhere, desperation picks him up and drops him on the back of his head.
That's only going to slow him momentarily. Booker has to get the momentum back. He tried it but missed.
Tried it, but then Steiner belly to belly, it caught him.
Terrific amateur wrestling counter.
No, 2.
Booker T not beaten down enough for that, but Rick Steiner well on his way to retaining the U.S. title. Booker needs to mount an offense to make a comeback. This may be it.
Rolls him up, sunset, but 2 only. Booker back up. Oh, boy, is Booker back down in the heat. Was that a Steiner line for the ages or what?
Rick Steiner, tough as a brick wall.
1, 2. Yeah, Booker T just ran into it as well.
Back into the reverse chin lock. Rick Steiner. as a United States heavyweight champion, is the #1 contender for the world heavyweight title. I don't see Rick Steiner lining up to face his brother. He's content to keep the gold inside the Magnificent Seven family. His only threat isn't Scott, it's Booker T.
Smiling, look at that. Looking towards a Booker T fan at front row ringside, a smile towards that fan. And here comes Booker T, trying his best he can to mount a comeback, but he's got those massive arms.
The ropes, that extra leverage.
Got that chin and the crook of those massive arms right in the elbow. Look at that. And look at Steiner, nonchalantly looking around at the fans, almost like it's nothing to it. And of course, for Rick Steiner it is nothing to it. But can Booker T come back from that? Arms down for 2. Here comes the arm again. Mickey J says, is it up?
No. There's still life in Booker T.
Now he's got to get to his feet. One eye's open.
I can't believe it.
He does not want this to happen, does Rick Steiner, but it's happening. One shot in the back of the neck, staggered Booker to the ropes again.
Cut him off. What fire displayed in the comeback, Dr. Got it.
Boom, shot. Can he capitalize on this or not? Boy, picked him up and drove him down. Kicks him in the gut. He's renamed this thing if he connects with it. It's called the Ghetto Blaster.
Oh, and blast him he did right across the top of the head.
Scalped him is what he did.
Steiner has been rocked.
Sends him in. Picks him up. Face first. Here he comes. Back to his feet. Steiner's got the referee. Oh! He took a walk down 110th Street on the head of the referee. German release suplex by Steiner. Mickey J is still dazzled from that. Steiner had Mickey J. Mickey J holding on one eye.
It didn't knock him out, but it might as well have. Mickey J is about useless. Look at this.
Going for the cover, and Mickey J in too much pain to make the count.
That was at least a 5 count, but Mickey J.
What? It's Shane Douglas.
That's the franchise. That's the franchise. Remember, we've seen this situation before with the franchise of Rick Steiner.
It's a man that Steiner stole the U.S. title from. Got a cast on that hand as well. He's in position. He crams him in the back of the head with the cast. Booker T in the bookend. Bookend. Mickey J's down to 1, 2, 2. We've got it.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
The franchise. 2 broken wrists at the hands of Rick Steiner. Shane Douglas got his revenge, and Booker T got the United States title.
I don't think Booker even knew that the franchise was there, Scott.
Look at that. He's got gold again. That's the last one. He's held them all in WCW. That is a real champion. And Rick Steiner just paid the price for what he did to Shane Douglas. It came back to bite him.
Now he's got a claim not only as the U.S. champion, but a claim to go after the highest prize, the world title. But who will it be? Scott Steiner or Diamond Dallas Page? Here it is again.
There you see Shane Douglas on the outside, scaling the post and glomming Steiner from behind. A lot of payback from Shane Douglas. The bookend spell the end of Rick Steiner's run, and Booker T is the new United States heavyweight champion.
Camcorder documentary time as we go backstage once again. What's going on?
Coach, get in here! Hey, Buff, you all right? Buff! Buff! What the hell happened here? I don't know. I walked by, the door's cracked. I walked in here, and he's laying like this. Oh, my, isn't that convenient? Convenient? What are you talking about? I got jumped last week. I want to find this guy more than anybody else.
Wow, for the stare from Luger, accused an animal of attacking Buff in the backstage area.
Something's going on there.
Coming up next, someone's going to pucker up. Who's it going to be?
Sign that contract and show the wrestling world that you're on my team.
Take that and shove it because you suck.
Ric Flair tried to sign Dustin Rhodes to his team.
You're out of here. You'll never work here.
Dustin Rhodes was sent out of here by Ric Flair. His father, Dusty Rhodes, showed up that night, and that touched off the war between the Flairs and the Rhodes, and it's really turned ugly the last couple of weeks.
What? Dusty Rhodes?
That's not Dusty Rhodes.
That is so obviously Jeff Jarrett.
My boy Dustin, fruit of my loins, ain't got a chance against the chosen one, Jeff Jarrett.
What on earth? Oh, you should have known Jarrett would have been up to something. That's what it's like to fight a real Rhodes, Jeff Jarrett. Dusty Rhodes is in the house. This is the real thing.
You bring him to Creed, and me and Double J will beat both of you. I'm gonna beat you and make you kiss my wife.
The chosen one.
So it's time for the tag team battle that I saw a sign out here earlier that said the Rhodes family reunion. The tag team battle that we've been waiting for. No title on the line. Some very interesting stipulations though. And of course I guess the way we see it is the winning team gets a kiss from the losing team.
You could look at it that way. Don't forget Dusty's gone through a boat full of burritos backstage, and Jeff Jarrett with the acoustic equalizer, although nothing is going to equalize all the burritos, refried beans, beef out of it. Think about it, they're going through the system of Dusty right now.
If he hits Dusty hard enough with the
guitar,
guitar,
come on, Tony.
He could get rid of some of those burritos. I mean,
my heart just stopped.
Listen, I'm not so sure, and I'm not so sure if those were the higher end burritos. You know what I'm saying? Those may have been the El Cheapos.
Is there such a thing as a higher end burrito?
Well, yeah. If you go to a nice store, of course you can go to your local convenience store and put one in the microwave, and that would be your low end burritos.
Is this Rodney Dangerfield? No, it's Ric Flair. What is with the flowery Hawaiian shirt all of a sudden? Image of the CEO is that?
Now wait a second.
And why is Road Warrior Animal here?
You're going to tell me that Ric Flair is going to go in the ring against the Rhodes family, his nemesis down through the ages, with a flowery shirt and street shoes and slacks on.
In their incredible career, that feud that has lasted 20 years, this is the first time, Tony, and you know this, that Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes have been on opposite sides of the ring in a pay-per-view.
That's an amazing story. And you may say, now wait a minute, that's not true. What about the Starrcade? Well, that was before pay-per-view TV for WCW. That was back in the old NWA. Starrcade 84, the $1 Million Challenge, 85, the Gathering, the Great American Bash, Greensboro of 86 that summer when Dusty became the world champ to lose it in October to Flair in St. Louis. And now the dad himself, the American Dream, is going to make him wait. The sun's out, and here comes one of the true legends. And yes, Scott and I are genuinely excited to see him back in the ring, and they're on their feet for the American Dream in the state of Florida.
Thousands in the Coliseum in Jacksonville. You don't have to ask what's causing all this. It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Walking a little gingerly, I would add.
Good.
As only he can. Flair's got a microphone.
Cut the music! I said cut the damn music! You don't get it. I'm not dressed to wrestle, and I'm not wrestling. Chosen one gonna beat the hell out of both of y'all by himself.
What in the world was that about?
Flair backing out of the match.
He's not gonna wrestle. Well, Dusty is... Oh, so now you're going to go in the ring. Is that what you say? Flair said they want it, they're going to get it.
Guy's schizophrenic.
And you're just noticing that.
Well, it's just more evident right now. Wait a minute now. The referee, Charles Robin, is going to send... Yeah, he's sending the Road Warrior Animal to the back. Animal's going Rhodes.
Sending back, good call. Referee's gonna try to make this a fair 2-on-2 fight. And the chant of Dusty lights up the War Memorial Coliseum here in Jacksonville. At the sports complex, and Flair is upset.
Yeah, second here.
Charles Robinson will not be intimidated by a man he's admired throughout his career.
When he puts that striped shirt on, he is the authority. The Nature Boss can come out. He may fire him or fire him, but for this matchup, Flair better do what he's told by the referee.
The fans are just foaming at the mouth. They want to see Dusty and Flair go at it again. I don't think there's any question. Let's not forget
the strategy, don't you think?
Not forget what's on the line. Someone's going to get their rear end kissed, and someone's going to do the kissing. Flair.
How many years did Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair go to war night after night across the circuit for the World Heavyweight Championship? They swapped that title back and forth many, many times. And Dusty, Tony, he's getting funky like a monkey.
Serious look on his face right now, and his sons as well. And now Dustin and Jeff Jarrett will begin things as the bell sounds in this much anticipated pucker up kiss tag team match. Jarrett, no, Dustin. Jarrett's in, and Jarrett through the legs to Dustin with the haymaker. Down it goes, Jarrett. Bounds up again, bounds to nobody but Dustin.
The best laid plans just got rocked by Dustin Rhodes.
Yes! Uppercut.
Into the corner mount on Jeff Jarrett. And that is what happens when you make fun of a man's daddy. Dustin just uncorking on Jeff Jarrett.
Jarrett, no defense at all for Dustin now. Dustin sends him in. There's some defense. Move out of the way. But Dustin's got the leg.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
He's got Jarrett ready to post.
Oh! The Yellow Rose of Texas.
The man whose shoulders go down for the 1-2-3 is going to have to kiss somebody's posterior.
Here comes Dustin again. Big guy takes flight, but foot found its mark, and Dustin down. Tag. Here comes the Nature Boy, the boss, the former world champ.
Oh, what a chop.
Whose history is tied firmly to the history of the man in the corner you saw momentarily left of your screen, Dusty Rhodes. Ric Flair is battling from frustration, from embarrassment for what Dustin did to him the day after the Super Bowl in Baltimore at Monday Nitro when he refused, you saw in the video feature, refused to be signed by Flair to be a part of his magnificent team. And now Ric Flair doing what he does best. Gets you in the corner and hammering you down to the mat. Look at this.
This is about dignity. Really, it's about indignity. Somebody is going to have to kiss the rear end of somebody else in this one. If Flair's got to kiss Dusty's butt, how's he going to get his lips up there with that big snout?
Good question. Down goes Dustin.
What if Jeff Jarrett's got to do it? Can Jeff Jarrett force himself to kiss Dusty Rhodes right in the rear end?
Can anybody force? Hello?
Oh, here we go! Finally on pay-per-view!
Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair! Hold on a sec.
Got a few more left.
A few more left. I think he just got overcome here. Oh, there he goes. The gas is gone.
It might be the burritos.
Look at the look of the face of Dusty Rhodes. You are seeing two of the greats, and no one, you can feel the electricity, no one is sitting in the Jacksonville Coliseum.
You could power California with the electricity here in Jacksonville. Down goes Flair.
This is pay-per-view history. You're seeing it.
Practice. He needs a practice.
Get out of the firing line there, Rick.
Oh, please. Right in the crosshairs, if you will. Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, 20 years, they've headlined every major venue in this great sport for this great company, and they're at it one more time in Jacksonville.
The hookup once again. Back to the corner. Blocked. Dusty in position. Oh, yeah, he can still do it.
Look at the wind-up.
Near body cover. Yes.
Look at Jeff. What a no corner.
Yeah, he ducked out of the way of that elbow. Dusty Rhodes. Dusty flip, flop, and fly. Bring the kid in.
Oh, yeah. Dustin's in there. Somebody's kissing ass tonight.
Oh, right cross. Knee to the back. Oh, he did Jarrett. But an open target for the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. He caught him. Dustin.
Got him. Perfect execution.
You're not kidding him. A vertical suplex. Here comes Jarrett, and there goes Jeff Jarrett. Inverted atomic drop. Dustin up. Oh, the prelude to the Dust Buster. I do believe.
Wait a minute. Jarrett wide open. Can't go anywhere.
Little Flair thwarts the Dust Buster with a Dust Buster of his own, so to speak. And now Jarrett.
We're getting dust busted everywhere.
Dustin that time in the old sore spot. Well, I was sore from Ric Flair's blow that last time. Don't look at me like that, Scott. You know what I meant. And Dusty now lured in by Jarrett.
That's his son. That's his own son. He's watching it pummeled over there by Flair, his arch nemesis, his arch rival in Jeff Jarrett.
Dustin hammered by Flair. The referee still arguing with Dusty, and this is not good for the son at all. Jarrett just kicking the head at will there.
What about the pressure on young Dustin Rhodes? If he goes down to defeat, it will be in front of these thousands of fans, in front of his own father, and he'll have to kiss somebody's butt here tonight.
Oh, there's a sleeper hold.
Sleeper from Jarrett, reversal.
Dustin reversed it into one of his own. Jarrett picks Dustin up and throws the knee across his knee. What's this? He's working the knee.
Come on.
Setting him up for a figure four is what he's doing.
If he softens that knee up and hits the figure four, it might be a flat. Well, he's ready to go.
Here comes your figure four master. No, inside quite a 1, 2, no. Flair sends Dustin in. Dustin blocks Flair's attempt in a backslide. 1, 2, and a save by Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, we were that close to seeing Flair kiss Dustin right in the rear end.
Tag. Dustin trying to get there. Look how close he is, but not close enough. Jarrett, another figure four. This time Jarrett will have it on. And
he's
now
still softened up.
He's got it locked in middle of the ring. Down for 1, 2.
Oh! And Dustin was that close to kissing Jeff.
As you look at Dusty, it's all on Dustin Rhodes right now.
I think it's hitting Dusty and what really is at stake here. Talk about the pride of the Rhodes family. Men that have succeeded beyond their wildest dreams in this great sport. You can see it come crashing down if they've got to kiss either Jarrett or Flair on the bottom on pay-per-view.
It would be Jarrett, I assume, as Dusty encourages his son to mount a comeback. Dig down deep and turn it over, which is what he did. Turned it over. A break now, and he's going back at it again. One more time. Foot to the posterior, jaw first. Turnbuckle head. The leg is still sore, but he still picks him up for a belly to back.
Dustin needs to tag in his father, Dusty Rhodes. Get over there and tag in the Dream. He's ready to go. He's full of burritos, and he wants somebody to pucker up.
Up to 4.
Dusty cheering on his son. The fruit of his loins, if you will. Dustin doing everything he can to fight up and get over and make the tag with his dad.
Well, look at concern on his face, though. The father wants to help his son. Tag is made. And he'll make a tag.
Here we go.
American Dream time. The son Ringside State again. Elbow, down goes Flair. Down goes Dead. Up comes Flair. And there he goes again. Oh, it's the dancing dodos. I haven't seen this in 10 years. Oh! Down they go. Into the ropes. Back elbow. If he hits this, it'll over. Elbow drop. What's he gonna do? 1, 2. Save, Jarrett.
Oh, it was that close. I so wanted to see Flair have to kiss Dusty like that. Oh.
Double team. Dusty makes Dustin tag.
To Dustin.
Double clothesline. Both men are down. Dustin Rhodes is the legal man.
Really runs
over both of them. Dustin Rhodes. They're paired off now. Hammering Ric Flair in the corner. Dustin. Oh, man. Right in front of the burrito shot. Now, what's going to happen now? They're all eight. Dusty cannot help his son. Dustin's all alone.
And Dustin is, what is?
A figure four for both.
The double figure, no!
Dustin kicks them both together. Dustin drives Flair down. 1, 2, and he got Flair!
Ric Flair is going to have to pucker up and plant one on the posterior of Dustin Rhodes.
Well, he rolls out of the ring. They're standing here. They want to see it. Someone from the Boss Player, you see Charles Robinson say, come on in here. As the Rhodes family wins.
Ric Flair's got to move that banana nose out of the way and plant one right on Dustin's hindside. Oh, Flair's going nuts. He's apoplectic.
He knows what's facing him, literally.
Get in there. Start kissing. Get the chapstick.
Get the chapstick. Get the clothespin.
Okay. Pucker them lips up and come in here and kiss my big white ass.
Oh, Jarrett tried to stop it, but he cannot. And look at Dustin just hammering Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, he's tattooed him in the corner.
This is going to be horrible for Flair. You know that? Dustin can pass gas on call. I've known that for many years.
Oh, wait a minute.
Anytime he wants.
Oh, what is Dusty doing?
He's going to drop Trout.
Oh, no!
Holy smokes.
Good night.
Look at, oh, Lordy, it's the red rear end of Dusty Rhodes.
Flair was selling the underwear.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Oh, I think some of those burritos have escaped already.
Oh, wait. Is he eating birdseed?
He's packing.
No!
Loaded.
He's the young man.
I don't know if you call that a kiss, but that's close enough.
Works for me.
And Dusty.
Oh, Dustin, please.
You know what?
Thanks, Dustin.
I didn't know if Texas wore underwear under their team.
Gotta take a look at that one.
There it is.
Oh, Rhodes family reunion indeed. Flair and Jarrett embarrassed in Jacksonville.
But Jarrett took the bullet for Flair, so to speak. Flair was supposed to do the punching, and Jarrett did. Anything for the boss, I guess.
Come on.
Okay, Dream.
I never in my wildest dreams thought I would see anything like this in WCW.
There's only one American dream, and this is pay-per-view TV. Okay, here we go again.
Can you believe it? Jarrett goes outside, and Dustin, Flair trying to escape. Dustin locked him up in an inside cradle, and he got the 1, 2, 3. Dustin pinned Flair, and by the steps, that says to me Flair's got to kiss Dustin, but Dusty got a kiss of his own.
Well, he'll be watching the side of that head for a long, long time. Coming up next, our battle for the WCW title, and this time, pinfall. Count anywhere.
Big Papa Pump takes pride in striking fear, destroying opponents, and remaining world champion.
I dominate! I destroy because I'm the real
But there's one man still to conquer.
Hey, Steiner, I'm still standing. You're gonna lie in the same path as Sting, Booker T, Sid Vicious, Kevin Nash, and Goldberg.
He's definitely not putting me out. He may be a genetic freak, but he's sure no mental giant.
Diamond Dallas Page says he's gonna outthink me. All he does is run from me. You think that I'm running from you? I don't think so.
At WCW Greed, the People's Champion must control his hatred.
DDP is not the hunted. I'm the hunter.
To reclaim the glory.
You're going to Bangtown.
All right, so far in this telecast, a new Cruiserweight champ, Sugar Shane, a new U.S. champ, Booker T. Colombo and O'Hare retain the World Tag Team belts. Congratulations to Kid Romeo and Primetime. They are the first ever Cruiserweight Tag Team champs. But now it all, as it always does, focuses on the ultimate prize, the WCW title. Long list of men who have fallen to Big Papa Pump. Will it be another one tonight in Diamond Dallas Page?
It has not been a good night for the Magnificent Seven. Luger and Bagwell down. Jarrett and Flair down. Will Scott Steiner lose the World Heavyweight Championship to DDP? We're about to find out, Tony.
With that in mind, with our biggest prize hanging in the balance, we take it to the ring, and here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the WCW Greed 2001 main event of the evening. This match will have two stipulations. It must end with a winner by submission or pinfall. 2 pinfalls will count anywhere, in the ring or out of the ring. On the line, the undisputed WCW Heavyweight Championship of the World. Are you ready? Jacksonville, Florida, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Being the world champ is no stranger to Diamond Dallas Page. He's still standing, and here he comes again.
The laundry list of Sting, Sid Vicious, Goldberg, Kevin Nash.
Now making his entrance to the ring first. Standing tall at 6'5" and weighing in at 252.5 pounds. He's a son of the Jersey Shore who's known the world over as one of the great superstars of professional wrestling. Tonight, he comes to the ring as the last man standing, and he's prepared to capture the belt one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, the master of the diamond cutter, the former 3-time WCW Heavyweight World Champion, DDP Diamond Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Page, obviously not afraid of Scott Steiner. As a matter of fact, afraid of no man. But here comes the heavyweight champ of the world, and this is a frightful sight in itself.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring at this time, in the company of his favorite freak, the lovely and sexy Madeja. He's 6'2". He's 288 pounds of solid muscle. He hails from the Motor City of Detroit, Michigan. This man, known as the Genetic Freak, during his reign as champion, he has destroyed the careers of such superstars as Sting, Goldberg, Sid Vicious, and Big Sexy Kevin Nash, proving without a doubt he is the most dangerous man in the sport Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the master of the Steiner Recliner, the reigning and defending undisputed WCW heavyweight champion of the world, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
After an entire month, it comes down to this. Page has made it known over and over again that he is still standing. It's been the cat and mouse game with DDP, saying that he will outthink Scott Steiner. Wow, yes sir, he went right at it. He's rocking the champ and running a atomic drop. He is holding, nothing.
Page is ready.
He's gonna try to win it right now. One count on it.
Will Page be standing at the end of the night? Will he be the world heavyweight champion? Scott Steiner has his way. He may not be breathing.
On the back of the neck, but he's back up. One blow, and wait a minute, they go! Steiner turned around, couldn't regroup in time. Cover. And a one count. The champion barely. He fell to the mess. The challenger right behind him. The falls count anywhere here, Scott.
I don't think I've ever seen Diamond Dallas Page more ready than he is right now. He is on fire. They're right in front of our broadcast position. Hopefully we won't have to bail out. Oh, man.
Here's an announce table for you if you'd like to use one. We're getting out of the way.
Absolutely.
Nope.
Back to the guardrail.
No! There's your DDP! There's your white trash! Diamond Dallas Page claimed that he was the hunter, not the hunted. And at the opening moments of this telecast, this match, he proved it. But right now, Big Papa Pump is laying a man.
And Page opened up like a house of fire. Steiner withstood that onslaught and is now all over the challenger.
He got thrown first to the rope that time, and now clubbing forearm across the chest. DDP! Got him! Snapped him! Snapped the head across the top rope. The world champion in trouble. Madeja, was right there, but hitting the safety rail. DDP.
Madeja, oh man, she's been attacked of late. Back at Super Bowl Revenge by Kevin Nash, and then on Nitro by the unknown assailant. She better watch herself outside.
Yeah, this is legal, fans. The entire arena, the entire area. Pinfalls count anywhere.
They might head out to the landing. They might head out to Alltel Stadium. Who knows? Might go into the Intercoastal Waterway.
Watch out. Crutches and needs to get out of the way, and right near
right there at the Spanish broadcast table.
It's a Spanish broadcast table.
Miguel Alonso and Pedro Morales.
How about that?
Nice. What? They took that kid's crutch.
Took the crutch away from the fan and knocked him down.
That's what kind of man our world champion is. He just sprinted that crutch across Page.
What type of man would take a crutch from a kid and shove him down?
Scott Steiner.
My God, what type of man is he?
Kid had a DDP t-shirt on too. What a coincidence that Steiner targeted him.
He's cut. Wait a minute. Page was calling for the other crutch. Kid don't time him now.
He had one left.
Turnabout is fair play. Steiner, he's got him laid out across the table. Now DDP is going up. No!
Through the table.
1, 2, hit. No, sir, not yet. Two
Balls count anywhere. They can go in the building, out of the building, the parking lot, down the street. They could go to Gainesville. We may find them there tomorrow night at Nitro.
Oh. Across the collapsed safety rail, out towards the anvil cases, out towards, another trash can. You're getting yourselves a very hardcore version of the WCW title. There's a cover on the floor, but no, a kick out in two.
This is wild. The World Heavyweight Championship is at stake. Diamond Dallas Page, the last man standing. Will Scott Steiner make him next?
This is what Ric Flair wanted. Pinfalls count anywhere. And it's okay with Diamond Dallas Page. Oh, momentarily it was. Oh. In the back of the neck, what's he doing?
The heck? What did he take from that?
What was that? I have no idea.
White trash!
Oh, wait a second now, come on.
Come on,
Let's get him out of here.
Yeah, we need security right now.
Page just rocked it.
1, 2, hit it!
No! What are they beating each other with? What did Steiner take from that fan?
I have no idea what that was, but he broke it over his head. But Deja holding on at the boom. The battle races back towards the ring. Steiner, during what happened outside, grabbed the fan's crutch, pushed another fan. DDP may be bleeding from the left eye. Oh, down he goes. Steiner line.
Steiner's cut up too.
You may be right. 1, 2. Just another workout for Scott Steiner, but it may be his undoing. You never give Diamond Dallas Page a chance.
He has withstood everything Steiner has thrown at him over the last 2 months, especially the last 4 weeks, and he's still standing. Oh, but not for long after that one.
These men are embroiled in a war with the WCW title on the line. Who's it going to be? A new champion? Or is Steiner going to retain? Here comes Page. Quick thinking from the challenger. No. Put the brakes on to the champ. Hoist him up and over the top, and he T-boned him. Drove him down. He'll make a cover. Here we go. It's a 2. It's only a 2.
Wait a second, Scott Steiner after the referee. He could lose it here. That's been his stock in trade. He probably faced a fan in the front row earlier.
Both men are bleeding. Both men lacerated, but both men still going at it. Look at the massive bear hug. The arms of Scott Steiner. Look at the forearms. We talk so much about the biceps and the triceps. Look at how thick the forearms are, and they're across. The small of the back, pulling up, squeezing the breath, the life out of Diamond Dallas Page.
Scott Steiner has leveled the competition in World Championship Wrestling, and he's trying to level Page every time. Oh, Steiner just cinches in with those monster arms. Page loses more breath. Here we go with Page. Don't count him out.
DDP had a steam against the ropes. Oh! And Steiner T-boned him over the top. Drove him down. Not a bad effort by DDP after the break, but he ran right to the power of Steiner once again. Steiner, hands and knees to get over to make the cover. No! Not yet. Match still goes on.
This has been a very intense physical match so far. Both men may be physically spent this early on. They're beating each other to death out there.
Steiner in the midst of this world title brawl looks towards the fans who are giving him all he wants here. Now, once again, gets in the face of the referee. He is so unfocused, but his talent and his power makes up for it. My God, Page is up. Diamond Dallas Page is up. Here comes the heart of a real champion. Sending him in. Up to the face. Belly to belly. That'll be at 1, 2.
No! Page kicked out. Page knows he's fighting for everything that is World Championship Wrestling against the Magnificent Seven. He's the last one. He's our last hope against this tyrannical reign of Ric Flair and the monster that is Scott Steiner.
Standing between the shoulder blades, DDP knows somewhere in the back of the mind, and maybe now in the front of his mind, that only thing he's got to do is hit that diamond cutter and he's a champ. But hitting the diamond cutter right now seems a long way away in the midst of this surfboard type maneuver. Pulling on the arm. Look, Page showing power as well. And heart. He's up. Determination. He's back up. Oh, but he got a knee to the gut. Put the brakes on to the turnbuckle. Target up the forearm. Steiner. Page into the gut.
DDT!
Put him down. Both men are down. And the mandatory 10 count from Nick Patrick, the referee. Who's gonna win this thing?
Page has taken so much punishment. He hit the DDT that may only even things up. Duck the clothesline.
No! He couldn't duck that one. That one caught him right below the chin. Can he hit a diamond cutter? Could we see a new champion? Oh, look at him go at him. Everything he's got. Right and left combination. Steiner. It was only the turnbuckle that held him up. And now the turnbuckle works against him. The turnbuckle pad.
Well, DDP complete the disintegration of the Magnificent Seven tonight at Greed. Tension between Buff and Luger. They've all gone down to defeat so far. Will Scott Steiner be next? Will Page become a world champion?
Maybe a goose egg for the Steiners. No, it's a back elbow. 1, 2, go! And he's put on the bottom rope anyway. And Nick Patrick saw it after the kick out.
Steiner can't believe it. He thought that was it, especially with the extra leverage, but Page, so much heart. Wants this one in the worst way.
Irish whip near side, one on, up and down. Both men hit hard.
DDT off the ropes by Diamond Dallas Page. Steiner, there it is, here it comes, the Diamond Cutter coming up.
If it can hit it, it's over. Yes, no, no. Mule kick. When he spun him around. He got a mule kick in a DDT. Oh, he was so close.
That would have been it. Steiner was softened up enough. He would have become world champion.
So close and hooking on the Diamond Cutter. Both men have been through a war of attrition, but they're still in it. Steiner goes face first. Diamond Cutter! Diamond Cutter! We've got a new champion! We've got a new champion! Here we go. 1, 2. What the heck? Hang on a minute. Where did he come from?
Rick Steiner.
Where was he? He didn't come on the entranceway.
I didn't see him come down the ramp.
He did come down the ramp. Was he in the
That was going to be it. Page was going to pin Scott Steiner.
We were getting word to the back that he was under the ring.
What?
We saw from a different angle of the back that he was under the ring. And now, with the referee now down.
Oh!
Wait a minute.
Count him.
1, 2. No, he barely kicked out. He lands on the referee.
Oh, man. Right on Nick Patrick, the referee.
Right on his head.
Maybe a conscience. That's just what we need.
Jawbreaker by Steiner. Jawbreaker by Steiner. The champion single negation for the belt.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. No!
Oh, he full flush right in the face with that belt. Page is unconscious.
You can see Page is bloody. Busting him up even more. The referee's over there. 1, 2.
No! Page lives!
He's dripping blood everywhere, but he's still in it. Holy smokes, what keeps Page going?
God, Page got cracked open with that belt. There's a bloody mess in there.
That's what the belt shot did to him, and now Steiner. Boston Crab, look at the pools of blood. In the Boston Crab, DDP. Bleeding profusely. Trying to get out of it. How does he do this? The pain must be excruciating. On the forehead and in the lower back. Page reaching. He made it. He made it to the ropes. My God.
Can you believe the fight, the heart in Diamond Dallas Page? He does not want to go down like that.
And it would be only fitting to say yes, he is a Crimson Mask right now, and he's in the clutches of the Steiner recliner. Bleeding. You see it everywhere. The Steiner recliner. He's dangling. He's limp. Is there anything left? Nick Patrick wants to know as well. They're chanting DDP.
Here we go!
God, he's fighting. My God, he fought out of the Steiner recliner. He fought out of the Steiner recliner as I live and breathe.
What does Scott Steiner have left? Page has taken it all, including Rick Steiner. Oh, who adds another right hand for good measure? Look at Steiner now. Rick Steiner uncorking on Page while the referee is distracted by Medeja.
Who brought the lead pipe in? No!
Man, across the ribs, come on!
Ribs that have been broken. He's had herniated disc, back problems only a year ago. He battled back from lower back problems, did DDP. And he fought through the Steiner recliner, but now the steel pipe may be too much. Or does he have something else left? Is he a miracle worker? Is he superhuman? No, he's not.
It's over.
It's over.
Mercifully.
Scott Steiner wins again. He is still the most dominant man in all of WCW. Scott Steiner is still your world heavyweight champion. What a fight, what a struggle, what a world title bout it
I'm
was.
worried about Diamond Dallas Page. He, in fact, might join that list. Rick Steiner is dropping elbows on him like mad, while Scott Steiner celebrates in the corner with Madeja. We need some help out here for DDP.
Yeah, he needs some medical help, Scott. You're exactly right. Still bleeding, you said it. Elbow drops from Rick Steiner. Scott Steiner wins it. And now what's this about? Oh, go blue. A Michigan, University of Michigan flag draped over a bloodied and beaten, but a man who never gives up.
No, Scott, come on!
All right, this is enough. This goes beyond. You're the world champion. What else you gotta prove to anybody? Any human being alive? Scott Steiner is still the heavyweight champion of the world. Okay, from earlier tonight, some of the things that went down at WCW Greed. New cruiserweight champ defeating Chavo. How about the quick win by Palumbo and O'Hare over Totally Buff? The Cat got vengeance. Booker T became a U.S. heavyweight champion over Rick Steiner. Big win for Booker T. And then it was Jeff Jarrett puckering up as he and Flair went down to the Rhodes family. Quite a night. And of course, the shot we'll never forget, neither will Jeff Jarrett. But in the very end, Diamond Dallas Page gave us everything. But it was Big Papa Pump, still the heavyweight champion of the world. What a night, Scott Hudson.
A remarkable night of World Championship Wrestling. Scott Steiner remains the champ. That's the bottom line, Tony.
Scott Hudson, I'm Tony Schiavone. See you tomorrow night.